doing?
Good. Up here.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking, I was like, my fan is running really loudly right now. Can they hear it? It's very hot today. Oh, I'm okay. I'm lovely.
I'm really hot today.
Yeah. I will say that when I was in Australia, I felt about your air conditioners that they were like way better than any AC than I've ever experienced. Like, I'm cold. This is like winter.
Yep. I know the way they're doing that. When it's like 20 instead of 25, which would be very environmentally friendly.
Yeah, exactly, Mar. You were thinking the right things at the right time.
I'm the only one.
Indeed, it does feel that way sometimes. How is because you were at war a little bit yesterday?
Yeah, for about an hour.
Nice, girl. That is some resolve. Yeah.
I wasn't feeling well, that's why I said to all of you, okay, so I wasn't feeling well, bye.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm getting out of here. Leave me alone. Goodbye. I kind of felt that way about that war. I was like, I'm done. Oh, yes. I find myself, like, my thoughts will be racing sometimes after a war, like, thinking about everything.
Yes. I have the same problem, and unfortunately, my heart cannot cope with all this.
Yes. I know. Sometimes I worry about my own heart, but I mean, solidarity, and I'm sorry to hear that.
It gets harder while you get into the so
Yeah.
you have to exercise a bit more. That's my advice to you.
Okay, I'm gonna take your advice, my dear girl.
That's good.
I will, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That organ ties us to this place. So Mar, like you said, you worked in health policy and safety, right?
Yeah, or workplace.
Yes. Oh yeah, workplace safety and policy. So you're a writer like me? Yeah, Mar, I've only had to do a little bit of writing in that field. It's cool that you're like right in it. Oh, no sweat. You know what? I'm gonna go check on my server settings because I feel like we've been getting so many more than usual. Let's see if that does anything for us. But yeah, what I was saying was morning, Meadow.
Sorry, I hope I didn't interrupt you.
Oh, not at all. I just came back from like trying to fix because we were getting interrupted by the server.
Oh, okay. Better the server than me.
Yes, indeed. Never mind, I'm being interrupted by me.
How's everything otherwise? Everybody all right? which is Mark. I said, good to hear from you, Mark. Oh, oh yeah, it's summer for you guys. Yeah, true. Lucky. Well, what does the temperatures get there like? I mean, is it like gets it? Okay, but what's the humidity? Yeah, but what's the humidity? Okay. Okay, so not too bad, but warm.
Yes.
Okay, because now it's Feb for us, it's going to be heading to March soon, so we are still like kind of in winter, but by May we should be hitting 40 degrees C, and by June we'll hit 50, and by July we'll hit 55. Yep, it's the desert for you.
Yeah, like I heard. Yeah. It's like roads are melting at that temperature.
No, we can cook eggs on the road.
Yeah. Breakfast on the sidewalk.
Oh, October is lovely weather. No, October is fantastic weather.
It was when I arrived, and I was, oh my gosh.
Oh, then you should avoid June, July, August in Dubai because you have the temperature almost hitting 50 in some cases sometimes. But in my opinion, Dubai has worse weather than Kuwait. At least Kuwait,
really?
even though we hit 55, our humidity is like 10%. So it's manageable. It's really dry, but it's manageable, you know. But Dubai hits 46, 47, 48, but their humidity is like 70, 80%.
Yeah, that's the kind of humidity we have here.
Yeah. So you know
those are like opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yes.
Oh, it's horrible. I mean, if you walk out, you feel like you're breathing hot water in Dubai. It feels horrible, and you just walk out and you're like you're sweating. It's horrible weather, horrible. Those 3 months are terrible in Dubai, and if you're not used to it, within the first 2 days you can get you get heat stroke. Because you'll get dehydrated so fast, and the heat is so bad. This is like the worst weather. I mean, we only let me be honest. We're here for the money, not for anything else. Not for the weather.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's the funny part. It's just like the things we do for money. It's.
I didn't know that that's why people like went there.
It's the only reason.
Well, thank you for this insider knowledge.
Oh man, you know what's? Thank you for being sarcastic.
I swear. I do. I honestly have this trouble all the time. I feel like I don't even know if I'm being sarcastic.
At first, the tone was like non-sarcastic in the beginning. Then I was like, "Huh, no, she is being sarcastic."
What does she mean?
Okay, because I remember you saying I was in Dubai myself. You used to be here in Dubai, right? Okay.
Me?
Yeah, you stayed.
Oh no, never in Dubai. Unfortunately, I wish that would be amazing.
Oh, okay.
Marco.
Yeah, as a transit
Mar.
go to Europe from Australia.
Oh, yeah, Mars. Okay, sorry. I love Dubai. Even though it's like the weather is terrible, I still love. My sister lives there, so I go to Dubai like almost every other month.
Hmm.
You know, because I can because Dubai is freaking expensive. I mean, it's stupid expensive. That whole place is catered. I mean, every single thing that they build over there is catered to make you spend money.
Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you need to spend money to enjoy yourself, and if you don't, there's nothing much you can do.
Hmm.
You
Yo,
know,
yo, yo,
it's
yo,
like
yo, 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 yo.
what's up, Well?
Hey.
Hello. Hey.
What's going on,
Hi.
party people?
Yeah,
Uh,
we're partying, that's for sure.
I knew it.
just woke up.
Nice. How's the excessive amount of sleep you're getting there, Metal?
Hey, actually, that's one thing that didn't hit me, the excessive lethargicness.
Okay.
I mean, is that even a word, lethargicness? Okay, anyway. Uh,
I think I think it's called lethargicism.
is it? Okay. You check with Kai, because
Yeah.
Kai's like the designated
That's
writer.
right.
So,
As the designated writer, I accept both of those words. Amazing.
She accepts both of them as fake words.
yeah, exactly. Well, you know the crap I've been watching on. I got fed up on Netflix for a little while. I started watching Family Feud.
Oh yeah. Been there, brother. Me and my wife used
Oh,
to
man,
watch. We did watch Family Feud, but there's another game show that we were obsessed with. I can't remember the name of it. It was when we had our first kid, and
Right?
yeah, we were at home for like a month or two, and we just like watched TV 24/7, trying to keep this baby alive.
Binge watch.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but it was some game show, and it was freaking the best. The dude, one British guy, the Silver Fox British guy, was the host. Oh,
The
shoot.
Chase?
What is his name?
Was it the Chase? Because that was really good.
I don't
it
think
was
it was
where
the
you-
Chase. He had like a nighttime show for a while. Oh, who was that guy? Oh my goodness, dude! This
Gordon?
guy's Gordon?
So Gordon
Gordon?
is he's a chef. No.
No,
Not
no,
the
not
chef.
only the
He-
chef, it's also the other Gordon,
How? Like,
the actor, and he's also a TV presenter or
What-
something. He has a TV show
What
in
movie is he in?
US.
Ah.
Any movie?
I think-
Oh, okay, not Gordon, that guy. You're talking about the chubby fellow,
Yeah.
blonde chubby fellow.
Oh,
His name?
Gordon.
Shit.
No, not that
Gordon.
guy.
Gordon.
Not
James
that guy.
Gordon. James Gordon.
Not James Corden. No,
James,
no.
yeah, I couldn't
He's
remember
like
his
an
name.
old British guy. He's hilarious. He's not that old. He just has like gray hair. He's not really old. Man, when my wife is here, I'll ask her. She'll come down here in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it
Because,
was good though. It was not good, but it was good at that moment in time.
Yeah. It's I know. I mean, that's exactly. I was watching the stupid. We started watching Skin Wars.
yeah. My
It's-
wife's seen that one too, and I
Y-
couldn't bring myself
yeah,
to do that
it's-
one.
No, I mean, I didn't like it, but at some point when it's continuously on, my wife's been watching, and she's like more of an artist,
Okay,
so
cool.
she
Yeah,
keeps
yeah.
on watching. Yeah, she loves watching all this stuff,
Yeah.
and she's very creative, and she loves. And the other one was like Glass. Netflix has a bunch of those freaking reality shows now. RuPaul has one now. Oh God.
yeah. All
It's
of
like
it. All of it's
everybody's
delicious.
doing it.
Yeah, everyone's doing it. It's the way
Yeah.
to go nowadays.
Yeah, but I mean, after it's just running in the background so long, at some point or the other, you get hooked whether you like it or not.
Yeah, they do it that way.
Yeah,
They're magicians, Metal. They're straight up
Yeah,
magicians.
seriously, I'll be on like ROE doing my stuff, and then I'll look up. I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
Like, how did that guy win?
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, I wanted the other guy to win.
And I'm like, I'm trying not to pay attention, but then they grabs you, and I'm
Oh
so
yeah,
pissed about that.
totally. That's
Uh,
hilarious. Well, shall we
and
do
then,
some Q and A
the
tonight, Metal, or what do we think?
yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Let's start. No
All right,
worries.
brother. Well,
Actually, before we start Q&A, I just want to let you know about the tiling. They are taking tiles back continuously.
yeah,
So I think we
it's
need to
tough.
change our strategy for that tiling, because what is happening is we're making one line and they know we are tiling.
Uh huh.
So I suggest just two people make the line and the rest just take tiles that are close by to that line to protect them.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, let's bring that up in the second half, in like the more open form part of Q and A, because yeah, that's a great one we should
Okay.
address. That's good though. Good thoughts. Good thinking, brother. Awesome. Yeah, let's get into our Q and A format here. Welcome everyone. That's either in Discord, YouTube, or Alliance chat. We'll see if there's anyone doing Alliance chat. But we got all the avenues, so yeah, post a question here on Discord or on YouTube, and someone will bring it to my attention somehow. I promise you, I will see it eventually. But basically, RoC topic tonight, the Thursday night ones or Friday mornings, depending on what time in the world, or Friday afternoon, are this QA is focused on Reign of Chaos, and the other one's more focused on just COP in general, kind of ROE stuff. But yeah, so Reign of Chaos topic tonight, how to protect your alliance centers. So that's going to be an exciting little topic. We had a good discussion at the end of last war, and so we'll kind of build off of that and run into some Q&A stuff. And yeah, so as usual, if this is your first time or not, I'm going to say it anyway. The first 10, 15, 20 minutes, I'll just be talking at you guys and just be listening. Any pointers, any things I've learned. Now, I'll preface this always with I'm not the greatest player of this game. I just try a little bit harder than the average, I believe. And so, which gives me a leg up sometimes and not other times. So just take it with a grain of salt. You're here for the side stories, I'm sure, anyway. But nevertheless, I'm going to talk at you how to protect your line centers for a little bit. And then we'll open it up to Q&A based on that topic. Any questions, any comments, concerns, anything with any of that material, and then we'll take a little brief break, 5-10 minutes, and then we'll hit kind of open form, anything goes, Rise of Empire stuff. Does that sound good to everyone?
Yeah.
Awesome. I just wanted to make sure everyone could hear me. Kai, you can hear me. Green, Mar, and Metal, all good?
All good.
Thank you.
Yeah, mate. Stuffing my face with a chicken palmy burger.
Yeah. I'm here.
Come
I'm
on,
here.
man.
I want to stuff that in my face
Yum,
too.
green.
Yeah, I'm down to stuff that over here. Awesome, guys. Thanks for being here. Great. So let's dive right into it here. So basically, how to protect alliance centers. So if you zoom out on your state, right? Our state is obviously 341, and our alliance is TTT. So these are our alliance centers. Our alliance center 1 is at the top corner, and that is first and foremost the best strategy for alliance centers. Is to be in the corner of the map for AC1s. And the reason being, simply put, is if you look at the corner of the map, you can't put it right in the very corner. It has to be, I think, 20k off of the corner, something like that. Put it as close as you possibly can, and then just tile back, but you only have to tile like 20 kilometers or whatever that is, right? And even less because you can spread your buildings out a little bit further, so you actually only have to tile 10 kilometers or whatever, right? So super useful to have your AC1 in a corner. AC2 needs to be in zone 2, so AC1 obviously has to be in zone 1, and that's why you can get in a corner. That's the best spot for it. Corner or edge of the map at the second best scenario. And then we have our EC2 needs to be in zone 2, so that's that next section right here. Okay, and let me just get the names right. So it's the plains. So zone 1 is the desert, zone 2 is the plains, zone 3 is the forest, I believe, grass field. Interesting. Learn something new every day. So AC3 is in the grass field. And then AC4 is in the Dark Forest. Yeah, I got that one right. Look at me go, right, guys? I'm doing it. Mom, I'm doing it. So the Dark Forest is your AC4. Okay, so the most important thing is obviously protecting your AC1 when you first start out. Because as you start into RoC, we're deep into RoC Season 1 in this state. But if you're from a later state or an older state, you kind of will, depending on where you're from, you will find out that AC1 is definitely main priority simply because for the first couple weeks, potentially, no one will have enough tiles to do anything beyond Zone 3. Probably. Right? Unless they spent quite an excessive amount of money. But we'll just assume all things being equal, they have not. And basically, yeah, so AC1 is your primary defense. That's where I'm going to begin for this. So there's a couple different methods that are employed with this defense. The ring method, and that's what we have done at TTT, where you have like a ring of castles, a ring of honor structures, a ring of castles, a ring of honor structures, a ring of castles, a ring of honor structures, and then maybe one more ring of castles, depending on what you got. So that's what we've done, and it's done well. Ever since we employed this method, we haven't lost AC1 a single time. Been in the corner, and we've had the rings. It's been wonderful. A couple other versions of this are, if we go down to our friendly Hell Alliance, wonderful alliance in 341. Shout out to Legend and Metin and Timers from there, and all the wonderful people from Turkey that are part of this alliance. They employ a different method. I like to call it the clusterfuck. I don't know a more friendly version of that, but basically they slam their buildings all together, and then their defenders would be inside and outside instead of in the middle kind of situation. Definitely pros and cons to both. I just like to spread out the buildings a little bit more so you don't have to tile as much, me personally. And then you can use your tiles for defense somewhere else. But if you look at our model at AC1, what happens is you push out. So we've basically pushed out 5, 10, 15, 20, about 20 kilometers with buildings and castles, and then we start tiling. So that's how you defend in RoC, Reign of Chaos, is you defend with tiles so that castles can't port in. A castle port is a 2x2 square, so if we look at these two castles, 1, 2, 3, 4, a tile is 1. So if you block, you can block one spot with one tile every single time, right? And that's the most efficient way to do it. We've got a pattern up here. This is the efficient, most effective pattern to do right here. I believe this is, yes, Kai. Look at you go, Kai. All growed up and doing it. Your mama would be proud of you. So Kai's got it spaced out perfectly. No castles can ever get in there. So you're defending against castles porting in, and then second is you're defending against rally points, because that's how people get into your state. If they're not already in your state, is with a rally point at total wartime. So rally points have to be 3x3, so a little bit bigger, much easier to defend and push off. We've basically pushed rally points 100 to 150 kilometers away from our AC1 buildings, so we're in a good spot. It's very difficult to get to our AC1. And so that's the general basis for AC1. I'll mention one thing right now. A common thing that is done and very effective is much of the older states in the game do this quite often, and we'll probably end up doing it for a later season, is they make what's called, or what could be called, I call it a mega hive. So they'll partner together with 4 to 6 to 10 even. 10 would be ideal. But a bunch of other alliances in the States, you know, you go into your alliance, you go to rankings, alliance power rankings, and you look at this. So if we were being wise as an alliance, we would partner up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? We would get all these big people above us, and we would get into one corner together and make a good little square, kind of diamond square, whatever you want to call it, but basically position our AC1s all very close to each other so it's harder to get at any of them. And then we could use our farms and our academy alliances, because typically in the top 10 of every state you have a farm and academy alliance. as well as your main alliance. So then you could use those to protect your weak sides. So basically, we're not in a mega hive. We're partnered up with one alliance, and they're doing a great job. They're awesome. I don't know where they're even ranked in our state anymore. Number 4. So we are partnered up with number 4. They're a good alliance. Their leader, shout out to Percy. He's awesome. He's amazing. Great guy from Taiwan. He is helping us, and so if we go directly south of ours, the Mega Hive looks similar to what we're doing with ODC, but just more Alliance Centers. So they're down here. This is ODC's Alliance Center 1. So that way they don't have to tile behind them because we've tiled to them, and they just can tile forward. So we've created a corner for them with it not being an actual corner of the map. And that's the benefit of a Mega Hive, is they still benefit from being in a corner without having to be in a corner. Right? And then we've got our academy over here. Let me zoom out one more time. Over here somewhere, and then our farm alliance over here. And then you can do many different things with those. You could ring it. If you can get your team to organize a little bit better, you can do a ring, or you can do kind of like a wall. You can't go very far, but you can do a wall, a ring, you can do whatever, or just clump them together. The clump, we'll call it. A little more family friendly. But we'll call it the clump. But basically, that's AC1, so that's the general stuff, and that's pretty basic. You do that the prep week, the first couple weeks, get that under wraps, and then you basically are good to go. But as we found out in our alliance, and as you'll find out in your alliance, as the weeks go on, no one goes for your AC1 anymore. And now it's time to figure out how we defend AC2, 3, and 4. Right? And so TTT, we had a great war yesterday, but we unfortunately lost a very great alliance. They did a phenomenal job, really good teamwork from their state, a couple other alliances in their state that helped them out, but DIZ, Dragon Lords, they did a phenomenal job, got many messages from a lot of their good people over there. They're a great team. They did a great job, and they got the W on us yesterday, but we'll hopefully come back for vengeance, so hopefully they'll watch this video at some point. We're coming for you. But basically, yeah, Alliance Center 2, they didn't take our Alliance Center 2, but they cracked some buildings, and we weren't able to get to their stuff. So then it brought up a good discussion of what do we do different at Alliance Center 2 to maybe possibly defend it. So what we were doing originally was, let me zoom over to our Alliance Center 3 really quick. If we zoom over to our Alliance Center 3, what we were doing at our AC3 was the same we were doing at AC2, just basically the cluster. Now it's a little bit easier to the cluster at these ones because, or it's more efficient, I would say, in the beginning to do the cluster, because in the beginning no one's coming for these and you need to focus all of your attention on securing AC1, right? But now later on, now it's time to change up the strategy, and that's why we're doing this topic tonight, because now people aren't going for AC1 ever. It'll be AC2 or AC3 or 4. And that will be the idea that as we get later on in your RoC season, or you get later on in your RoC season, you'll need to look for different strategies to protect, right? Ideally, you would, if you're in a mega hive, you'll just mega hive your AC2s kind of, and your AC3s and your AC4s, and you'll create mega hives everywhere you go. But we don't have that option in our state, unfortunately, and so what we got is what we got. So basically what we decided to employ here is a similar thing to the rings. Now one thing I'll mention at your other alliance centers, until you go into your Reign of Chaos hub, specialization, and until you unlock your other assault buildings, you'll have far less buildings. You'll have like 200 less buildings at each alliance center, right? So that's something that we'll want to be doing relatively soon, or next season. It doesn't matter too much when you do it. But relatively soon, we'll all be wanting to unlock that so we can defend our Alliance Center 2 a little bit easier with buildings. But that wasn't even our problem, right? It wasn't our problem. We didn't lose our Alliance Center 2. We just got hit buildings and we couldn't get to them. So pushing it a little bit further, what we're trying to employ here at our Alliance Center 2 is we got a spot for castles on the inside. And that's where our castles will go so that they can't hit the Alliance Center, and then we can defend the buildings a little bit easier. But most importantly, it's the tiling around. So similar to, let's zoom back out, similar to this one, how you see that we, in our Alliance Center 1, we've tiled in that kind of pattern. It looks a little bit sloppy on areas, but, you know, we're doing our best. Lots of farms and stuff doing the work. But along this wall is the best example. But basically, just employ the same tactic, but do it 100% properly around the whole thing. It'll be a little bit easier over there to do it because it's a little bit more wide open. At our Alliance Center 2, we'll do the same tactic, and we'll go out. We won't be able to go out as far, that 100 to 150k. We won't be able to do that by any means. Just simply based on number of tiles we can employ and the level of tile. But we'll be able to do that. We'll be able to check her out a little bit in all directions. We'll go with like 20 kilometers to 30 kilometers for now in all directions. And so if you're a TTT member, that's what we'll be doing. We'll be doing that starting right away here. Not a main priority. We're just prepping ourselves for Season 2, getting the idea in our hands that we're going to defend AC2 and 3 the same as we defend AC1. And so that's a pretty good strategy to defend your other Alliance Centers all the way down the board. Now the difficulty, obviously, there's pros and cons to every strategy, I would say. The difficulty with that is just number of tiles, right? So I only can get, not only, but I can do 92 tiles. So if you divide that in 4, that doesn't leave too many for high level, which won't help you progress in the game unless you have a ton of high level ones, right? You'll kind of stagnate out at some point. And so it's just a balancing act mostly. If we go to our Alliance Center 4, right? And also Alliance Center 4, not all alliances will have the ability to get to your Alliance Center 4, right? The top ones will for sure. But as you can see, there's not too many purples in this area. We have some that can take level 16s, so those will never get cleared by us for a while, maybe the last week of the season when we're getting up there. But, yeah, ideally, obviously with tiling, if you were to say the best way to tile is to take 92 of like the highest level tile you can. But in defense, if you want to weigh the pros and cons of that strategy, you want to put some into defense. Definitely AC 1, 2, and 3. AC 4, unless they have tiles close, they'll never get to you. So maybe you don't need to do it so much at AC 4. But definitely 2. 2 is vulnerable because they can place a rally point anywhere in Zone 1, which is only about 200 kilometers away from there. So they can do that and tile to you. And then AC 3 is a little bit more safer, and then AC 4 is obviously going to be your safest, so you don't have to worry too much. But yeah, that's the general thing. That's all I kind of have for you about the strategy of how to protect is basically do the same thing you do at AC 1 at the other ones. Weigh the pros and cons a little bit with your alliance leaders. Figure out a good balance, maybe 20 tiles at each. I don't know, 25, however many the total is you can put down. It depends. But yeah, just kind of figure that out. And then most importantly, obviously later on, everyone will have a few farms. The game just naturally forces you to spend more money or create farms, right? Which is literally the same thing because farms take time and money takes time to get in the world. So they're both the same thing, just being executed slightly differently. So that's what I would say to how best to protect those. And then as far as when war comes, get your buildings close, get your castles closer than the other castles, and that's simply all I'll say. You can figure out any other semantics, but if your castle is not closer than their castle, they will win eventually. The closest castle always wins the fight, if all things are being even. Obviously, if you have T8s, T9s, and they have T8s, T9s, then you're good. But for our alliance, our highest troop is T8, so if we go against someone with T9s, that is very hard to defend, so then it becomes down to pushing them back with the tiles as best you can, and not letting them get to any buildings. But yeah, that's what I got. Let's see if I missed anything that I wanted to share with you. I don't believe so. One thing I did want to mention, you can always look where your alliance centers are by zooming out on the map. As far as marking alliance centers of interest, that's very easily done. If you just go into, like, say I was attacking 341 in the next war potentially, I had my eyes on someone, I'm looking for this alliance. Okay, I'm looking for full-scale war AC2. I would just go ahead and mark that, right? You just go into your thing, pick whatever style of marker. We'll say enemy if you're going to be fighting them. Then you just go FLL, AC2, mark it. Then you got it in your bookmarks. You can go into your bookmark there. This is what your bookmarks are. Here, I'll get off the building so you can see it a little bit better. This thing means your bookmarks. You go in there and then you can refer to that back if you're going to be attacking those guys. So we will not be attacking those guys ever. So let's pull that out. But yeah, use your markers for your benefit for protecting your alliances. But yeah, that's the basic structure. Let's go ahead and jump into any questions. Any questions or comments or anything? I'm open to pretty much anything tonight. Yeah, so let's do that. Who's got something for me on the? We'll start with this topic and then we'll kind of open it up if we got no questions for this topic.
Well, I have a question. It's Kai.
Yeah, go ahead, Kai.
So yesterday during war around our AC2,
Yep.
there was a moment where maybe it was disadvantageous to have our farm tiles around AC2 buildings. Is that still the case? Like, should we just like never tile around AC2? Because I have a bunch of tiles from my farms around there.
No. The simple answer is no. It's not that word, you know?
It's not disadvantageous. I think I maybe made it up too, actually.
No, I love that word. That sounds great. I love made-up words.
Cool.
That
Disadvantageous.
could be real. But it's not to do that. The only problem is what happened was we had some tiles that were touching the buildings. Like, for instance, that's not a farm. This white one. This is a farm. One of our farm members is tiled here. So, for instance, if they had a red tile here and they had a farm tile here, the only way that we can stop them and start that cooldown thing is if we take this tile. Now, not everyone in our alliance has 500 demo, so that was the problem. Right? But typically, what you want at this stage in RoC is for everyone to have 500 demo, at least on one legion, and especially if they're defending, that would be ideal to have 500 demo, because then it doesn't matter. You can take back their red tiles, you can take your Farm Alliance tiles if needed, because you can't garrison your Farm Alliance tiles, right? And so we were garrisoning tiles to try and slow them down, and we couldn't garrison the farm, so we have to... It is disadvantageous. There we go.
You did it!
It is in a slight sense that it uses 10 extra stamina, right? Because if this was our tile in TTT, then we would just garrison it and not have to take it, then garrison it. Does that make sense, Kai?
Yes, sir. No, definitely. It's like a stamina resource sort of issue.
And stamina is the most important resource in Reign of Chaos, as you'll find out during your wars. Actually, anytime. In between wars, anytime. Stamina. Basically, you're always wanting more stamina. Isn't that right, guys?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Samesies. Samers. Well, look, see, I got stamina here, and you never want to have your legions sitting at 100 stamina. It's just sad because then it's not like counting down to the next stamina. So I'm just gonna send this boy out. Go get something done, little boy.
Like with the exception of our cooldown phase before war day, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You want that maxed when you're going into war. But right now, if I don't go and clean something or do something with this legion, like it's just sitting there, right? It's not getting more stamina. It's just a wasted resource. Look at our team. Like, I don't even have a freaking purple tile in sight. Where'd all the purples go? Stop taking them all. What if I wanted to? Huh? Yeah, I don't even know where any is. We'll just call it good. Nailed it. I don't see any more DIZ tiles at all. Well done. Maybe I'll go send it out to... I think I need a White King. Yeah, I'll do that. No, I don't like using my class for a White King. Oh, it's so... The struggle's real, guys. Let me do something with this real quick. I'm going to do something useful, and that is do nothing and continue on with QA. Okay, that's more useful at this moment. Yeah, so great question, Kai. Does that kind of answer that in a way? Or what do you think?
It did, definitely. I was just like worried that maybe that was not the case, that what we wanted around AC2, but if it's just a stamina thing. So.
Well, ultimately, like, how it should go is this. In a perfect world, your farms will tile AC1 and then never become a problem ever again. Because no one's attacking your AC1. They'll get to the point where we're at, where no one's going for AC1, and so it doesn't matter whose tiles are there, but it's better that our farms are there than our main castles. You see what I'm saying? Because they're very low-level tiles, right? And hopefully our main castles should have tiles around AC2, 3, and 4, right? Ideally. And then we never have this problem, but right now it's because we're having communication issues with passing down orders to, like our farms and our academy teams. Like, we can't get everyone on the same page all the time. For now, like, we'll just clean it before war if we need to, or we'll just use it as part of the checker pattern, you know? We'll just kind of use it to our advantage or clean it if it's holding us back.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to move Foo's buildings and he's going to be mad. Because he just repaired them. But, you know, life goes on, right? I placed them in the wrong spot. Sorry, Foo. If you're here watching this. Sorry. I'll try. If you guys can see my dilemma, though, right? You see it live on screen if you're watching. Sorry. Only if you're watching this will make sense. But you see my dilemma of, like, why I place buildings in the wrong spot? Because, come on. Where is this building going to land? Anyone got their bets? It's literally in the middle of 3 squares. It's a toss-up where it's going to land, and I just pray to God it lands on the right square. And it did.
I feel like nice.
Nailed it. So I'll move his buildings, and he only has to repair them 1 more time instead of 3 more times. But just be easy on your leaders, guys, because, yeah, it's frustrating for you to have to waste some stamina to repair, but they do a lot of good work for you. So, remember that. Don't be too hard on them. Please, me. Don't be too hard on me. But yeah, so, yeah. Basically, it's really hard to use buildings like this in the ring form because we can't even complete 3 rings very effectively at all. We don't even have enough buildings. I mean, we're only at 80 capacity, so we could have 20 more people have buildings, which would be very advantageous. That one's a real word, right?
Yeah, that's the antonym.
Antonym. Exactly. Like, we all know what that means. Just kidding. Oh, jeez. Yeah, but yeah, that's a perfect question. Answered, delivered, love it. Next. Anyone got another question that has to do with this topic? I don't think there's a ton of questions with this topic. It's pretty straightforward in my mind. Just do the same thing we did at AC1, and we'll be fine. And it will take a couple weeks to probably get it perfectly, but, you know, that's a lot it is. It's mostly, like I said before, it's mostly for Season 2, because this season is winding down pretty rapidly. We only have 16 days left, really. And the last week is no wars anyway. So I don't know, I can't remember if it's 16 and then the final week, or it's the final week is in there somewhere. Because the last week is you're just claiming your rewards and stuff and there's no wars. So I can't remember if it's within the 16 or after the 16. So we might only really have 1 more week of wars. We'll find out together. So it probably won't come into fruition if you're a TTT member this season fully, but anything we do is going to be better than what we've done, right? It'll all help. It'll definitely all help. And so we'll get these buildings in a line and get them working. Awesome. Any other questions? Let me see if there's anything coming through on the YouTube. What is the best way to use our farm accounts as TTT Alliance members to help protect AC2? So the best way is not to tile. The best way is to just slam them against the outside ring. Probably not against the outside ring because that's where we'll have our TTT defenders. But then put them in after, or honestly, because they'll just get dragon shouted away, just go block them with them. Like just drop your castle in the path of them pathing and help burn some stamina. It gets very resource intensive, so don't do it at the cost of your resources or anything crazy, obviously. But definitely, probably just path blocking with it, honestly. What we were able to do with our farm is because we got a lot of high-level farms in our farm alliance. I have no idea, but our farm AC1 is somewhere over here. I think this is Rag. Yeah, so it's south a little bit from there. It's somewhere here. Let's go over here. And what we'll do is similar approach is we'll send buildings off and hopefully connect to this in some way, shape, or form, connect to our AC2 of our main alliance, and use them to kind of forge a path, and then we can use our farms to maybe tile block a little bit, but nothing too crazy. When you get away from AC1 and 1, then the farms become pretty much useless because some farms can't even take level 5 tiles, honestly, unless they're above, like, you know, unless they're like a real, like, active farm. But then when you get to AC2, they definitely won't be able to take empty 9s, so then they're 100% useless for tiling. It's just to use them as kind of a space filler, potentially, to soak up a dragon or two. Well, that's why we got Mar. Ain't that right, Mar? To soak up dragons?
Yeah.
Did Blood get in touch with you about his experience last war?
I told him that's good, mate, because this way you're gonna receive some really good goodies.
Yeah, exactly. He's about to come into like 5 orange heroes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was funny. He was you yesterday, Mar, just soaking him up.
True, but I still got my dragons.
Yeah, of course you did. Of course you did. It's not a
What?
RoC war unless you get dragon, Mar.
Exactly.
Are you for real?
Even when you're not online, they'll still dragon you because they just know. They just know.
I'm the magnet. We know that already.
Exactly.
Darn right, girl. Yes.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. A great question from our, I believe that came from Discord. Good question there. Let me double check to see if I missed any questions in any chat pictures here. Oh yeah, Kai, you know how we were discussing the other monitors? I could have just a questions monitor, and then I'm up to 4 monitors, right?
Do it. Get 8 monitors. Like, why
just
stop?
Just like a massive. I'm just gonna put, like, you know how they do with big screen TVs in like big box stores? They're trying to sell them. They basically do
Yeah.
like a 50-inch TV for every panel of the
Like a
TV to make like a massive one. That's what I'm gonna do. My whole wall,
Hell yeah.
my whole wall of my house is gonna be just monitors for this game.
Looking beautiful.
Yes.
I had another question.
Yes,
if
go
that's
ahead,
all right.
Kai. Hit it.
So you've talked about AC1 deployment, you talked about AC2 protection, like with the buildings. So for AC3 and AC4, do you recommend, like alliance leaders or R4s or any, alliance member deploy any of those similar strategies around those other 2 ACs, or
Ooh, great question.
is it just sort of the cluster style?
Great question. I would say around AC3, because ideally if, like our AC3 is not in the best spot, it's supposed to be, like you always push it as far away from Zone 1 as possible. This is as close to Zone 1 as we possibly can get. So it's not in a good spot. It's basically the same distance away from Zone 1 as our AC2. So I'm very surprised no alliance has ever tried to take our AC3. Because it's actually, in some respects, a little bit easier than our AC2. Maybe.
I'm going to clip that from our video, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. We'll probably move it one day. I mean, I just burnt like 200k stones, so it's probably not going to happen this season. But we'll do it properly. This was just placed in this wrong spot so that we could tile, right? If you remember the beginning of the season. But ideally, this would be down here. So the back side of it, it's going to be basically zone 4. So if we go down all the way, yeah, we would have placed it right here, right in the corner here, and the back side would be zone 4. So now it gets tricky, right? Because zone 4, some people in this season will never even get to tile level 4. I mean, they should be, for sure. They definitely need to be if they're going to be of value to the team as far as it goes late in the season. They definitely will need to have zone 4 tiles, but some just based on activity level or whatnot in real life being taking up most of their time, they won't get to zone 4. So it makes it a little bit trickier for Alliance Center 3 and 4 to employ the same method, if you understand, Kai.
Right, I do.
Right?
Yes,
Just because not all the members will be able to help tile in that similar fashion, but definitely you can apply it on the one side of AC3, because ideally, if you wanted to build a perfect defense, you would have all your ACs in a straight line with each other, right? 1, 2, like 1, so 2, then 3, then 4 in a straight line, and basically, if you're doing Mega Hive style, that's why Mega Hive is the best. Some Mega Hives that we've gone against, they tile all the way. All the freaking way. They tile the whole zone 1, and then in theory, if you had enough teams in your Mega Hive, you could tile all the way through zone 2, right? And you would just have tiles in a straight line for days, and no one would ever hit your Alliance Centers ever. That is a dream world that will never come to pass in our state for many reasons. But, ultimately, it's possible in our state if we just work a little bit harder together instead of against each other. So it's definitely possible and something to consider, but that method I was talking about for AC 1 and 2 is probably only really viable for AC 1 and 2. 3 and 4, you could do something similar with the buildings, I suppose. You could definitely do the rings to spread it out a little bit more, but then maybe not, because that's just giving them access to the buildings a little bit faster. If you know what I mean. Like, rally points aren't the issue for... See, that's why it's a little bit different, because rally points are the issue for AC1, not so much for AC2, 3, and 4. Purple tiles within your state become the major issue, right? Like we found out, right, Kai? DIZ had some tiles that we didn't find out about until, I knew about them the night before. But until war, we didn't find out that they were so close, for sure. And I'm pretty sure Noli messaged me about them, weeks ago. And I was just like, oh, well, hopefully someone over there will clean them, but,
There she is in chat. I mentioned it.
Yeah, they were just, 2 Alliance Centers away. There was 2 Alliance Centers between us and them. And so I just figured, well, if we're all working together, they could clean them, because they're much closer than us. But ideally, you will be working together with your fellow statesmen. And they will clean it, and you won't have to worry about that. And that would never happen, and we wouldn't lose the way we did. But it's neither here nor there. It happens, so let's move on and figure out, as an alliance, how we can learn from it. And so, yeah, great question, Kai. Great question for sure.
I don't have a question, but I have a comment right now. I'm doing training day. And
Yes, sir.
do you feel like you're getting Parkinson's disease when you start using the training?
Oh my goodness. That is my number one complaint. That is my number one
I'm
complaint
like,
for the developers. Someday I'm going to get a private line to one of the developers, I swear to you. They've taken enough of my life through playing this game. I want a private line to one of you.
I agree. I was just trying to do it. I'm like, it just goes on every day.
No,
I'm just
dude.
using speed ups. My
The
fingers
training
are just,
speed ups is
moving
the
that
worst
way.
because you have hundreds and thousands and multiple of thousands of them. And so,
Exactly.
yeah, you literally are
just a quick
clicking that
comment,
1
sorry.
and 5 minute for well, if it's 1 and there's 2,000, you're clicking
That's
it
what-
2,000 freaking times,
Yeah.
It's
horrible.
disgusting. It's actually disgusting. And it wouldn't be that hard to code in a times 100 or times 1,000,
Yeah, exactly.
Just use,
Oh.
have groups. You could do 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever you want at a time. Or just manually select. I want to type in 1,000 of
It's
these.
their way of fucking with us, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah. It's their way of saying, okay, fuck it. I'm just going to rush this with gems.
Yeah, it's on purpose, yeah.
Yeah, totally. I would not doubt if that's the actual reason, Meadow. These developers are sneaky. Sneaky sons of bitches that are very smart. Very smart. And they created a wonderful game that I love, so can't hate on them too hard. But it is very frustrating when you got to tap that 5-minute speed up like 4,000 times or something crazy. Very frustrating. But yeah, that's a good point. And I see CorCat. Is that you, brother? He's out there on the interwebs somewhere, doing something.
Hey man, sorry I was just in the game.
Oh, no worries. How are you tonight, brother? Today, I guess.
Good. I was just listening to what you were saying. There is a way to get mass speed ups, but it's you got to buy it in VIP shop.
Yeah. That's it.
So
That's why they want you to click that button so many times so your finger bleeds and you're like, fine, I'll just fucking spend the money.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. My
And
fingers
that
can't
VIP
handle
shop is
this.
so damn expensive.
Yeah, it gets up there for sure. It's definitely not an option if you're free to play, but there's definitely options around it that are good options. If you haven't noticed yet, I'll mention this. That's a good point that you brought up there. If you haven't noticed yet, if you go into, so if you're on your screen and you just go into like the hot packages, or the deals of the day, or whatever you want to call them, if you go into here, every COP day there's a different one that has to do with that day. Right, you always have the same like summer gift or autumn or whatever, daily selection, daily rewards. You have those supplies, blah 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 blah. But there's always one that's specific to. Wait, what was that? Probably that one. That one might be specific to today. Yeah, probably. This is probably the training day. But there's a specific one that has like training, the speed ups of that day. Yeah, they're all little ones, so that sucks. But there is one that's better. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, it might be in the VIP shop, actually. It probably is in the VIP shop. Where you can get, like, large quantities of higher hourly or double hourly or 3 times. Yeah, I think it must be in there, actually. But, yeah, yeah, you gotta get the VIP. Like, the VIP shop's not bad for value. But it's really not that great for value until you get to level 3. Until you get to level 3 in it, and that obviously takes more money, more time, whatever you want to equate that to. And once you get to level 3, though, you get some pretty cool stuff. You get some pretty cool options to do some stuff and get some cool stuff. So it's definitely worth considering if you're a spender, for sure. Yeah, it's not the option for the free, so you just got to get those bloody fingers, get them all nice and bleeding from tapping your screen so much. That's why I switched to my PC, so I can just slam the mouse button and aggravate my whole family. Why are you clicking so much, Dad? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But yeah, good point, CorCat. Thanks for being here, brother. As always, it's the Australians holding down the forts. It's actually we don't have any North Americans besides, well, of course me and Kai, but we're like addicted, so we're here all the time regardless of whether we like it or not. But yeah, then we got our overseas people. Got Kuwait and then Australia, 3 Australians. But yeah, any more questions? We're about 8 minutes away from our first break here, and then we'll kind of open it up to more centered around everything. Let me see if anyone in Alliance Chat has questions. But in the meantime, yeah, just if you have one, just go ahead and shout it out or type it somewhere if you're a typer like Noli. Just kidding, Noli. You're awesome. You're great. And I guess if you're watching the stream, you'll find out why I changed this format to voice instead of typing, because I'm not a very swift typer and I have many typos. So this is how we've been doing Q&As for how long, Kai? Since the beginning, right? Basically?
Yeah.
And yeah, before I used to do it strictly in Alliance Chat, and then I had this genius idea to do Discord, and just kind of took off from there. I can't even like speak and type at the same time, so that's another disadvantage.
Yeah.
To not
Take a
having,
moment.
not having a smart brain, not having a smart enough brain for this capacity. Hold on, let me think here. Take a breath, breathe. Right, that's the theme. Breathe.
This is where you gotta upgrade your RAM.
Yeah, exactly.
Multitask.
We're doing QA right now. I don't confuse people. It's right now. Oh, we got, yeah, this guy's awesome. We swing hard heroes. I love this translation. I'm pretty sure that's not what he meant to say, but that's what it comes out as.
Hello, hello.
Hello. How are you
What's
doing
going on,
today?
guys?
Oh, not much.
Hey.
How are you?
What's up?
No, not too bad.
Good. What? How do you say your name there? Foges? Fogs?
Foes.
Fogs. Hello, my friend. What brings you here tonight?
CorCat just sent me an invite.
Oh, dope. Thank you, CorCat. So you're also from 343 in RoG, are you?
Yeah, I'm in 2 alliances at the moment in 343.
Oh, sweet. What alliances are you in?
So I'm R5 of TB1 and R4 in RoC.
Oh, you're R5 of TB1? That's cool. I was battling a couple of your members the other day for some purple tiles near our AC. We're from TTT, if you didn't know. I'm sure you know. But
Yeah, RoC, yeah. Cor said that, yeah.
yeah, so I was battling a couple of your guys, and they seemed pretty awesome. They were good.
Yeah, we got a good little team, man. We're on the smaller side compared to the rest of the alliances in the state.
Yes, yeah. That's awesome. So you guys are, yeah, I'm not sure if I saw you. You guys were in like the 30s or something for the rankings, right? So a little bit smaller of an alliance.
Yeah, we got
There you are. 36.
sort of shafted in some deals.
Yeah, I bet you, yeah, that always happens, it seems like. Believe it or not, we did also. We just have an incredible group of resilient people that didn't allow us to get shafted too hard, thank goodness. But we were invited to be part of a mega hive, and it was good. It was working, and then it wasn't working, so we dipped out, and we're doing our own thing now, which has been a lot more enjoyable, I think, for us and our team.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in 14th and then got shafted. Now I think we're 36.
Yeah, you guys were up there. Yeah, I was gonna mention that. You guys were way up there, weren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing good, and then we got shafted by a couple of sideways deals, and now we are where we are.
Yeah. So, were they just like deals for
But
truces
we've
that
just
didn't
been,
work out?
yeah, truces, and then people decided to take extra shit on top of what was agreed, and yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
Mm.
Yeah, that's.
But at the moment, we're bumping RoC up. Hopefully,
yeah.
well, trying to anyway.
What I like about your state is you guys work together really well. I was gonna mention that to CorCat because, yeah, you guys are.
Well, we're trying to move the alliances sort of together instead of
Every
trying
man
to
for
fight
themselves,
each
yeah.
other. Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys got,
Hence why you have an R5 in another alliance as R4.
Yes, that is some good stuff right there. Yeah, that's very wise. That's some good.
So you've
good
got a
stuff.
bit better communication between
yeah,
A and B.
That helps for sure. We yeah, I would love to have that situation in 341 here. Unfortunately, I think we have too many language barriers. We have a lot of Taiwanese speaking people, and then Russian speakings, and then Turkish, and then Indonesian, and then English. Right, we're pretty spread out as a state, so it makes it a little bit difficult to work together.
We've got a lot of Aussies in 343.
That's awesome. And you're also from Australia, I take it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. We have about 10 in our alliance, and they all have a little spot in my heart. They're awesome.
Yeah, we're unique.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Australia is sweet. My wife is obsessed with your good country. I'm from Canada, and so we're all Commonwealth.
Yeah,
together,
sweet.
Right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Yeah, nice.
Well, thanks for being here, Fogs. We're just doing some Q&A, so feel free to any questions you have, or just listen in, or whatever is most comfortable
Yeah.
for you, brother?
No, too easy, man. I've got to get off for the moment, but I'll come back a bit later, yeah?
Sounds good. Always welcome to pop in and out whenever you want, brother.
Too easy, champion. See you guys.
Thanks for coming, folks.
Not a problem, man.
Yeah,
Ciao.
nice to meet you, folks.
You too, man. Bye.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, dope, CorCat. Thanks, brother. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we like. Anyone?
I think he needs to change his name. Name shouldn't be Fox. It should be Ginger Slash.
Ginger Slash. Why?
Yeah. Did you see the picture? It's perfect. I'm thinking that in a good way. It's a compliment. He looks
Oh.
a bit like Slash, with the hair and the hat.
I didn't see it. Well, there's DJ.
Yeah, you should.
DJ's over in BrotherW community. You want to hop over there and grab him there, Kai, if you could? Oh, he's here now. DJ, is that you, brother? DJ, can you hear me, DJ? Oh yeah, Della's here too. Della, welcome, Della. Great to have you as always, my brother. We're just about hitting our break here, so about a minute and then it's break time, so just hold your questions and think of them for after. The format, if you're just joining us right now, is yeah, we'll go for a 5-10 minute break here just so I can stretch my legs and maybe grab a snack, and then I'll be back, and then it's basically just chill out sesh of questions, hanging out in the game. If you want to see me do something in the game that you've had questions about, I'll go ahead and do it. I'll burn my resources for your entertainment. It's my favorite thing.
Sounds good. I'm actually going to tip everyone. I got the intel I needed.
Oh, good one. Love that. Love that. We didn't want to hang out with you
Kai-
tonight
Kai-
anyway.
Before you go,
Yeah, what's up, Metal?
you see, we were making the line, right? Because what's happening
Yeah.
is, I need, before you go, since you are part of
I'm going to go
making
for a
the
break.
line,
I'll be back. But bye, Kai. You
Peace
guys
out.
talk.
Bye.
Do it. I'll
Yeah.
be right back.
I just wanted to bring up a new strategy for making this line, because what's happening is now we've tried to make that line 3 times in 342. Have you noticed? And they've taken it back 3 times. Now this is the
Yeah,
4th
and is
time
that
we're making
BLO?
this-
Is that BLO taking it back from us?
It's BLO.
Yeah. So maybe at
So
this
they-
point, because I considered it this morning and I hate this strategy, but I considered messaging them and assuring them that we weren't attacking them, but I think that's not garbage.
That would be lovely.
Yeah.
The second way I thought of is like what I'm presently doing right now. If you take a look, any of their tiles, coming close to our line, I'm taking them. I'm
Oh,
so to make it really hard for them to actually come through and yeah.
I
if
see
you
what you're
could,
saying.
go
So
to
I
three-
see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
See what I'm doing? Can you see
But
that
that-
line and
yeah.
just a yeah. Oh, anything real too close to us, so it just make it really hard for them. Like this is what COR did to us, remember? And they're still doing it to us inside our zone 4.
Yeah.
What they're doing is they're leaving their tiles there. They're not abandoning their tiles.
Yes.
So it's making it really tough. You have to burn a lot of stamina to take
Yeah.
those tiles back.
Yeah.
So
And that's the thing
I
too, the
think-
balance
okay.
between abandoning. That one's been a tough one for me.
yeah.
Okay.
If you can't see, what I think is if you can't see any of like let's say the enemy tiles close to our line, there's no need. You can abandon the tiles there, no worries. But what happens is when you start seeing, like for instance, I would like to, I'll share this in a lines chart. This is what I did over here, for example. I'm sharing this quickly to a lines chart. This is our line, our blue line.
Yeah.
And then there were like 3 tiles about there.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
then
Right.
it gives them easy access to our line. I just want people to start taking real close to it, anything close to this. So they really have to work to remove our line. Because right now they're taking the line so easily back, and then we're just like, oh.
Mhm,
Now, for
mhm.
instance, right here, I'm gonna share another area, IAC. Just take a look at that place.
Okay.
Why is it not sharing? Share to launch.
No sweat
The
metal,
one
because I
that-
have it bookmarked too, so I can go look over there. Or is this another spot?
Yeah, just different areas. No, I'm just showing you what I did. I just took two tiles over there, but then above that there are two more tiles. It's just easy access to our line. He takes one tile and then he's boom into our line and he's rowing it out.
Well, my opinion from this morning has been to actually the opposite, to like, because I saw that you had taken a BLO tile, and in fact that notified them, and it was around that time that they started coming after us, right? So I feel like it's almost like we're wasting stamina by taking these tiles. Oh, you have 500 stam, don't you? Or demo.
Yeah, I had to demo. Yeah,
Oh,
that's why I'm
well,
taking the
gosh.
tiles, because
Well,
I'm
never
gonna
mind.
make it
You're
hard for them.
lucky, and I'm just over here thinking like, that's scary. My stamina. It's a good strategy, though, Metal. I think it's right. Like,
No,
as
I
long
mean,
as you're
we leave the taking of the
balancing.
tiles to the people who have high demo, and leave the line making to people who have lower demo. It'll be easier that
I
way.
feel that. I
So
feel
that
that.
you both, it's efficiency for the people who, like the line will keep moving while we start taking the tiles. Just, we're not talking about taking all the tiles. We're just talking making
No,
it
definitely
harder
not. No,
for
but
them.
I see what you're saying
Yeah,
now, just to like make it so that it's harder for them to chain over to take our tiles again.
Yeah, it's just easy for them. Let's just make them think twice about burning that much stamina to take
Right,
our tiles
exactly.
back. They'll say,
Well,
forget
heck,
it. I can't
like
be
all the
bothered.
power to you, Metal. I will follow along that line. You know that I wake
No,
up at
it's
like
just a
crack of
suggestion. I wanted
dawn.
to-
I will. I'll touch
I
base
wanted a
with you then.
consensus. If everyone's agreeing with it, okay, well and good. I will go ahead with that. It's not like I'm dictating this thing. I would prefer if everyone thinks this is the best strategy. If they have a better strategy, I'm all ears. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's like my strategy thus far has just been to be as sneaky as humanly possible and avoid contact with all white tiles. And so like the abandoning strategy
Right.
this morning, I was like on board with Della's strategy a bit, but then afterward I was kind of thinking like, ooh, maybe I regret abandoning all those tiles because in fact,
Exactly. You can't come back.
yeah, so I'm going to
So-
start strategizing a bit more. Still working towards that. I am still going to avoid white tiles, but I do believe that it will make them harder, and you're right that it will make them think more.
Yeah, and another thing is that the first strategy of yours is definitely a really good one. If you could just message them and say, listen, we are not coming towards your AC. Our target is this. And, can you leave our tiles there? If you have any problems with some, let us know. We won't touch those or something. No hassle.
It's definitely something I thought about. I'm hesitant to open that door with any alliance at all
Because
at this point. Because,
they might inform them.
well, they might, but like also, like I've gotten so many people in my inbox, like from other alliances, saying like, "Can you drop these tiles? Can you drop these tiles?" And I'm like, every time I'm like, literally, fuck off. Actually, if you could just leave me alone, that'd be great. Like I don't have those tiles. Like I don't know what you want from me. I know I'm diplomat, but. Yeah, so I usually
Right,
just
I
ignore them.
understand.
And so I'm just like, I don't want to open that door for like other alliances to keep coming to us even more and being like, well, you did that for them, or we did that for you.
Right.
But yeah, that's just me. Like I totally support the white tile taking as I sign off.
All right. Cheers. Take care.
Cheers. Bye everyone. Lots of love. Nice to see you again, Core, Greenie, No, Mar.
See you, mate.
Peace out.
All right. I'm going to go get some coffee. See you guys in a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
Hey, hi, Core.
How's it going?
Not too bad yourself?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah.
How's
Wait,
life in
okay,
state
hi,
341?
Pardon?
How's life in state 341?
So you are in 341.
No, I'm not in 341. I'm in 343.
Okay. Don't worry, I wouldn't start looking for you. Oh, yeah.
How are you guys finding all this reign of chaos?
For the first time, it's pretty intensive.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Fun.
I think for the first part of the season, all us noobs to or newbies to this reign of chaos. It's a bit intense, but it's getting better, and hopefully it gets better in season 2.
I hope so, yeah. Because especially if you are at a certain age, the heart cannot handle too much excitement. So it gets more difficult, but yeah, it's fun.
Very true.
Yeah. So remind me from which state are you from? Not the RoE, I'm talking about Australia.
Oh, okay. I'm from Queensland.
Hey, my kind of man.
So nice warm weather and not much cold like I'm sure BrotherW gets in Canada.
Yeah, we don't have that here, of course not. We were talking in
No.
the beginning about the temperatures. Today, for example, we have 32, and it's not that humidity. It is quite dry today, so it's good, tolerable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's almost coming into autumn, so I'll be glad when it's not as hot, but it's not cold
Yeah.
either.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hey everyone, this is Malachion.
Hello? Oh, yeah.
Good,
Hey man, how's it doing?
good. CorCat, you sound like a typical Australian in every movie I've seen.
Yeah, I've got that strong Australian accent.
Yeah, you do. I don't know, but well, myself not much. My accent is a bit, how could I say it, international. It contains many accents altogether.
Diverse.
Yeah, absolutely. Where are you
Good
from,
stuff.
Malaki?
I'm in the United States, about an hour.
That's good. That's really good. So you have cold there now.
Snowing for a few weeks. Starting to melt though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. Spring is coming for you?
Yeah. I think it's looking forward to it with pandemic and everything, and when staying home,
Yeah.
just waiting for that warmer weather to get outside again.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man. I've never experienced snow, so I can't comment on what the living environment's like in very cold weather. But yeah, I certainly not a cold person, so Queensland suits me to a T.
Apparently, nobody in Texas has experienced snow either, because they got hit with a storm last week and it totally devastated their state.
Yeah, I saw that on the news, all over the news here too, and I was like seeing some of the videos and photos, and I was like, damn, this is intense.
Yeah, I have some coworkers that live in Texas. They were describing their houses. They're built like cool to keep the heat to not be so hot like in the summer, and not meant to like cold out. Also, like all their pipes, they don't run on the ground because it's Texas. And I learned this last week, like they're on their own power grid. Like they're not even connected to like the East Coast and West Coast major power systems. They're like on their own network of electricity. So when all of those things kind of the perfect storm, and they're all like disabled, they have no power, no water. It's kind of a bad situation.
Yeah, for sure. They were in deep trouble there for a while. No water, no power. That's like, yeah, that's some scary stuff.
Kind of like a third world country over there. Like everyone's in survival mode.
Yeah. I was just waiting to see people like trying to litter the, into the shops, getting all the food they can.
Yep.
Yo, I'm back.
Hey. Hi, Edwin. Hi, WARL.
Hello. Well, we got some new people here, it looks like. We got Edwin. Hello, Edwin. Are you there, brother?
Yeah, I am here.
How are you doing tonight, brother?
Hello, everybody.
Good to have you, Edwin. And then we got... Oh, look at you changing your name just like that. Or maybe it was already changed. Well, how do you say that? Malakian?
Malakian. Never actually said it.
I'm just gonna call you Mala. Is that all right?
People call me Mal.
Mal.
Short.
Okay, that's sweet. I'll call you that. My name's William. You can call me whatever you want, BrotherW, WARL, whatever you want. But my name's William. Nice to meet you, Mal. You are from RoG, it looks like, eh?
Yeah, I'm with CorCat here.
Sweet, brother. You don't sound Australian, though.
No, we're kind of an international.
Sweet.
We've got people all over the world.
Where are you at in the world?
Connecticut, States.
Oh, nice. In Connecticut. That's sweet. I actually don't know if I've ever met a single person from Connecticut, so that's pretty neat. Yeah. I don't think so.
It's my honor.
Yeah, there you
guess.
go. Yeah, there you go. I'm up in Canada, Alberta, Canada, so we're not too far from each other. A few states away, and a border crossing, I guess. But yeah, great to have you, brother. We do these. I'm sure Cor told you, but we do these QA sessions on the game Tuesday. So yeah, you're in stateside, so it'd be Tuesday nights and Thursday nights. So awesome, great to have you. And yeah, definitely, if you have any questions, feel free. The general format. You missed the first kind of info smash, which is no problem. Come when you're available, of course. But we do a little info smash on the topic. Tonight's topic was how to protect alliance centers. So definitely, if you're not on YouTube, if you haven't gone to our YouTube channel, BrotherW Gaming, I'll post it in the chat here just in case. That's the wrong post.
I already shared the video for today for you all.
Dope. Awesome. That's perfect, Cor. Thank you. But yeah, you go back and check that out or see any other videos. There's some good stuff, or don't check it out at all. To each their own. But either way, thanks for being here, brother. Nice to meet you. But we'll go into
thanks for doing that.
Yeah, no worries, man. We'll go into the second half of the QA stuff tonight. So the next hour, or however long you guys want to hang out for, is just open-ended questions about anything, not to do with our topic, just anything in the game at all. Anything you guys want to talk about, hit me with it. I want to hit one more question real quick I just saw it on YouTube. New question from Reddit. Oh, from Reddit it's coming from. Perfect. So new question from someone on Reddit community there. So it just made it to C20 and want opinions on whether VIP shop is worth the 100 USD. That is a fantastic question. So let me get back into my castle here and go into that. So I am also C20, Mr. Random Reddit person. We'll make sure we get the link to this video for you there. But so if I'm in my castle, sorry, I clicked the wrong button, enter the town. I'm in my castle, and we go over to the VIP shop, which is, yeah, like you said, available at castle level 20. You can build it, but then you have to unlock it, right? And so unlocking it, actually, you can unlock it for free. It just takes about 3 years of playing the game. So it takes a long time to unlock it for free. So that's where typically everyone unlocks it with money. So if you click the get more, right, you need that 10,000 of these VIP badges. So basically the get more, you get $12.50. This is Canadian currency, so yeah, $10 American or USD. And you need about 10 of these packages to unlock it, basically. And so yeah, $100 to unlock it. Now, the unfortunate thing is, just like anything else in this game, once you do something, they'll always get more money from you. And so this is my opinion of it. I've had it before. I don't have it on this castle because this particular castle I've devoted to a free-to-play style castle, just because I knew I would do YouTube videos, and typically the general populace that plays this game on average is free-to-play, and then you have your intermediate spenders, and then you have your big spenders, but typically the people are free-to-play to intermediate, so this person clearly is an intermediate spender because they're willing to do 100, they just want to know if it's worth it. So to that end, I would say yes, but you'll have to spend more than $100. So for this CorCat, I would like to lean on you for a second, Mr. CorCat, or anyone that has the VIP shop unlocked, because I do not on this free-to-play account. CorCat, you have it, right? Or no?
Yeah, mate, I sure do.
Okay, perfect. So are you level 1 or what level are you?
Yeah, I'm still level 1 with the VIP shop.
Okay, so yeah, so there's 3 levels within the VIP shop. And now, CorCat, what's your opinion on the VIP shop? Why don't you go ahead and take this one if you don't mind for a second?
Sure. Look, I think the VIP shop has got some good privileges. If you, as you were saying, in terms of level 3, you can unlock some very decent privileges. Each level, by the looks of it, has footman, archer, cavalry, might, HP, and resistance buffs. Only 1%, but in a battle, any percent can help. You can also unlock, the faster speed ups and all that sort of stuff. And then just in general, every day, the main reason I use it is to collect some iron or some lumber with any points I get from my free daily events. You get those points every day. So usually I get around 20,000 points. So I just use that to exchange it for either iron or some extra lumber, whatever I may need. Look, I think that it is worth it to a degree. Do I regret getting it? Probably. I haven't had that much use out of it, aside from getting some extra resources. Maybe my opinion will change in that when I get to level 3, although it is very hard. You have to get, I'm just looking now, 25.25 million XP to move to the next level. And I've had this VIP shop since around about Christmas. It was actually my Christmas present. So it's taken a long time just to try and get, I think I'm a 23 million XP through getting it until I get to level 2. So if you want to get it, to get those extra resources, those might and resistance and HP buffs, or just the stuff for, building speed ups, you can, for 600,000 VIP points, you can get the smart use building, research, training speed up, so you don't have to click a million times like we were saying before. And also, too, you can get stuff like Lumber Mill Rush, all that sort of stuff. I don't think you need it. If you're going to spend, there's probably better things to spend on in the game, in my opinion. You can probably devote that money to something better. But if you want to buy it, then yeah, for sure, you can definitely add some benefit. Does the benefit outweigh some other packages you could buy? Or seeing as I'm now going for T9s, I wish I could put that money towards getting some extra courage medals to get this damn research done, because there's so many medals that we need.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, CorCat. Appreciate that, brother. Something I wanted to mention, something you'll find it for me. Like, I'm just a sharer of knowledge, so anyone that wants to speak up and share anything, just message me and let me know. CorCat had messaged me previously after the first stream that if I ever need to compare anything, because he knows my castle's free on this one, and so if I need to compare anything, that he would be willing to do that. So I appreciate that, CorCat. But to highlight some of the things that I got from what he said, that was very good information, first of all. Thank you. Like he said, it's similar to what I said. It's like you don't get the privileges aren't crazy awesome until level 3. Then they get super good. Right? Then you get some crazy stuff, like faster recalls, faster marches. Like, you get some good stuff there. And then obviously 4 and 5 are going to get some crazy stuff too. But what he highlighted in there was the iron and lumber, right? Those are the hardest resources to pull. So, if you get that, then that could be something. That's just another way to get some resources to upgrade your castle. Now, in my opinion about it is, if you're going to get it, I would say you have to look for the future and be ready to push some extra money into it. So it's going to be more than $100, random Reddit user, because I would go for at least level 3. So if you're going to drop some coin, make it, I don't know what the coin value, because I've never gone to level 3. I just got it one time just to check it out. But I would say, I don't know, $500, $1,000. I'm not sure what the value is, but it gets pretty steep, I'll tell you that much. And like CorCat said, there's other things that possibly are of higher value. Now, if you're only 100 deep, it's not $100 to get you too many courage medals, like he was saying in his example. But like if it's like $1,000, which it might be, I'm not sure how much it costs to get to VIP level 3. Anyone here on level 3 right now, VIP for that, by chance? I don't think anyone on my team has even bought it. Mal, do you have the VIP shop?
No, I do not.
Okay. Are you kind of free to play, spend a little, or what's your kind of game style?
Yeah, I spend. I think I've spent maybe $2.
Yeah, so just spend a
So-
little kind of style, yeah.
I'll try to double dip on the benefit.
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
this super recruitment scrolls.
Totally, dude. Yeah, there's some good stuff if you want to spend a couple bucks every week or so. There's definitely some good stuff to get a couple extra scrolls, some diamonds, whatever you need in the moment. But as far as like a large investment, I think the VIP shop, in my opinion, is more of your big spender kind of player. If you're willing to drop a few hundred a week, then VIP might be for you, because it's a never-ending cycle. Okay, as you saw, there's 5 levels. I actually didn't even know there was 5 levels. I thought there was only 3. So the devs continue to dip into your pockets forever. It's a never-ending battle, and you're always, in my opinion, just like in regular gambling, because this game is a form of gambling if you're using money, especially if it's on like random things. They literally have look at in the VIP. Look at the thing. The thing is a little gamble thing. Isn't that crazy? They've not even covertly doing the gambling anymore. You literally pull down like the slot machine thing. It's hilarious. But yeah, I mean it's not bad, but it would definitely just like most things in the game, once you start, it's very hard to stop. So if you're a spender, I always encourage people to have a budget, right? Just like anything in your life. I don't know, you have a food budget where you eat out 4 times a month, 10 times a month, 20 times, who knows, whatever your budget is, or you have a game budget, or you have a car budget, you have whatever budget. If you really like games, I would encourage you to have a gaming budget. I work in finance, and I deal with many people that spend an excessive amount of money on games, and I encourage them always just to budget. And, one guy was spending like $5,000 a month on, what was that, Magic the Gathering cards. And I was like, that's awesome. Hopefully it's making you happy, because that seems a lot coming from a guy that doesn't play that game. But we all spend our money in some ways, and what I always say about money is it's just a form to enrich your life. So if it enriches your life, yes, buy the VIP shop. $100 will not be the only amount that you'll want to spend eventually on it, so budget that within reason. I would say the most beneficial thing for level 1 is simply that speed up. Just so you can save your fingers and save the headache of clicking all of your freaking speed ups, because that does get tiresome. So you get that mass speed up button, which is excellent. I mean, an extra med tent, that comes in handy. Use the rapid production function for a resource in bulk, so that's another one that's super annoying if you don't have. Clicking everyone. What's else? Sticky coordinates, whatever. Dragonite, that's not bad. But yeah, the mites, like CorCat said, every 1-2%, any percentage helps here, right? So that could be the difference between winning and losing a fight if you're very well matched against who you're going against. So yeah, level 1's not bad, but you'll probably want to figure out, I'll find out for sure, Mr. Random Reddit person, how much it would cost to get to level 3 if you were just to buy it straight up kind of thing, right from when you get to C20, just advance to level 3 right away. Not even sure if that's possible, to be honest with you, but I'll find out for sure, and then I'll hit you back. I've never done it, and if you're a moderate spender or even a free-to-play, I would definitely not do it, because it's not, in my opinion, not something that you should do. But then more importantly, like Cor said, he feels a little bit of regret and with it, because if you go into your packages here, let's go to technology and R&D. If you go in there, there's 2 resources in this game that are actually the most important resources in the entire game. Super tickets, right? And courage medals. Because you can only get those things from the exact same thing, and that's Clash of Provinces mostly, right? Effectively, Clash of Provinces. I mean, random events will pop up. You get some super tickets. The Yeti event was super dope at Christmas. This last event for the Chinese New Year or whatever event that was, where they just gave you every 8 hours, they gave you a super ticket. That was super awesome. So the developers are definitely friendly to free-to-play. So that's why I always tell anyone in my alliance, now you do whatever brings you happiness. In my alliance, I'll teach you how to have fun in this game without spending any money. That's my motto. Because I've spent money in the game, I've not spent money, and I have the same amount of enjoyment when I spend or don't spend, in my opinion. Yeah, it cuts down some time. It gets you to a higher castle level. You can be more useful for Alliance for sure. But we all get there eventually. We all will hit the ceiling of this game within a year, or not a year, sorry. Like, I think you can be fully maxed in a year and a half, I've seen, on free-to-play players. Or about the year mark, something like that. Fully maxed castles and everything. So, you know, for me personally, it doesn't bring me any more joy to spend money. But for instance, $140 gets you 3,500 courage medals. Now, CorCat's trying to unlock the T9s, like he said. So let's go take a look at that. So obviously, I'm at 50% if I'm unlocking, because I'll be unlocking my T9 cavalry, calves first. Sorry. And so you got to use courage medals. After Cav enhancement, you've got to use courage medals for everything. But then if you click down at the T9s, that's when you got to use 17,000. So if you bought that straight up, you'd have to buy that package that costs 140 Canadian, or I think 100 USD, quite a few times, right? Just to buy there. So, you know, it could be a more value there. But really, if you're a gambler, if you're feeling that itch to go to the casino and COVID's got you down and it won't let you into your local casino, buy the VIP shop. Buy it and just pull that little handle every day. Feel it, you know, get addicted. The developers will love you forever. So hopefully that helps. That random Reddit, will make sure that gets posted back to you if you're not watching the stream, my friend. But thank you for your question. Let's take a look and see if I missed any other questions in the Discord or in my Alliance chat. And then if anyone's got a question on voice here, go ahead and let me know and we can hit it.
Yeah, I think I've got one.
Yes,
just
sir.
a generalised question, especially for when we start Season 2. What's the best strategy that everyone's found to try and increase their what's it called, honor points, or the points you need to hit tiles? So how do you upgrade your CBCs and increase your tile hitting capacity? I think I'm only at level 14 now. There's some of my alliance, some of my fellow alliance mates can do 15s. What's the best strategy that we can find to level up those coalition base centers as fast as possible to take higher level tiles?
Great question, CorCat. So Season 2 is slightly different than Season 1 in the sense... sorry, I'm just snacking on some delicious cauliflower pizza. Have you ever had pizza dough with cauliflower, CorCat? Made out of cauliflower.
Oh, I can't say I have.
Dude, me neither. And I would have made fun of someone if they ever said I'm eating that. But I'm getting older and I'm starting to be less opinionated and just more try everything in the world. And this cauliflower pizza is delicious.
I'll have to give it a shot.
Yeah, bro. If you ever get a chance.
I switched from normal mash to cauliflower mash. Freaking good at.
Ooh, it is good. Cauliflower's got something going on there.
Anyway. I didn't expect it to be good, but it is good.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's what you'll get on my stream and in my Discord story time. Anyway, so to your point, so if we go into the great question, by the way, CorCat, great question, coming to the end of Season 1 here, looking ahead always. That's good. Go into your specialization, and there's one little box in here that sometimes gets overlooked, but if you go into specialization and click beside your level, mine's 17 out of 40. If you're a spender, it's probably going to be a little bit higher, but it doesn't matter your level. Click into that, and let's read together a little bit here what it says. So basically, current level is 17 out of 40. Next unlock is level 80. So basically, I'll be able to go up to 80 points instead of just 40. And then it says days required to unlock is 39 out of 49. So basically, you got to be 49 days in Season 1 or you won't get to unlock that. Right? 49 kind of consecutive. And that's what it says. The more seasons and days of a season you've played, sorry, not consecutive, just days of a season, the more levels unlocked. Log in at any time during the season to start accumulating days. Occupy territories, construct honor, and complete Reign of Chaos tasks to gain honor. Right? So basically, the nice thing is when Season 2 comes around, we lose all of our tiles. So this page will be zeroed out. There'll be nothing there. We lose all of our honor structures, and our alliance center's gone. And then if we go into our bag, if you click into any of those resources, it tells you these will also be gone at the end of the season and will expire after the event. Right? So after this event's over, Reign of Chaos Season 1's over, then those are all gone. The one thing that does stay in between seasons is your specialization level. Right? Or your honor level, whatever you want to call this. Probably honor, increased specialization. So they call it specialization level. Right? So that is what stays. And so, if you remember in the beginning how hard it was to get resources from that single queue and all that jazz, and so you were stuck at level 7s or level 9s and level 10s for so long because you just couldn't get more resources pumping out to upgrade your coalition base camps and whatnot, to get that increased loyalty, because that's what helps you take higher tiles. Obviously everyone knows this, but I'll just repeat it. If you go into your coalition base camp, right, each level gives you 100 more loyalty, troop loyalty, and you need to overcome, how you take tiles is overcome the rebel zeal with your troop loyalty. You basically convert them and they become they're not rebels anymore, they're loyal to you with your troop loyalty, right? And so that's how you can take that with minimum casualties, right? And so as you upgrade those in Season 2 core, it becomes much easier because you can already open 3 queues or whatever, whichever route you take. For Season 2, like, I would encourage at the start of the season to slam your queues so that you can get pumping out the military supplies right away so you can upgrade those coalition buildings, because they start back at 1 and you got to upgrade all of them again, right? So you got to donate all the stone, do all that jazz again to get your alliance centers unlocked, and then but you keep your points. So if the season ended now, I would have 17 points for next season, and I would just slam them back into my queues, and then I could go from 1 to I think I'm at almost at 13 now. I could go to 1 to 13 within a couple weeks, right? It wouldn't take me a month and a half or whatever, however long it's taken me, right? It just is sped up a little bit. Does that make sense, Core?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's a little bit faster because you keep those specialization points. And then, obviously, if you're a spender, the simple one is definitely buy that Imperial investment, I think it's called, right? You've bought that before, Core?
Yeah, I get that each week.
Yeah, get that every week. It's relatively cheap. It's $10 a week if you're American, $10 USD or 14 Canadian. And some, you guys use Monopoly money in Australia, or what do you guys use over there?
Australian dollar. Yeah, it's $14.99 Australian dollars.
Right. Yeah, so basically Monopoly money. Because if my Canadian dollar is better than yours, that's sad, brother. Because our Canadian dollar sucks. But yeah, then you get your construction mats, right? Which you can upgrade your frontline workshops to pump out those resources a little bit faster. That's always good every week. And then just the tile cap is a huge one too. And then the abandon time is also huge, right? I think that is
absolutely
great value every week. I would do that every week if I was a spender. Because that -10 to abandon just helps you claim higher level mines and get those faster and faster with like equal amount of stamina, right? And then also remember, you'll be able to take 12s a little bit easier, because I don't know if you got to 12s before, you see that like sometimes your Legion 3 can't take a level 12 unless you put an actual real hero in there if you don't have a real hero in your Legion 3, right? So you'll lose that battle just simply because it's not strong enough, but next season all your legions will be that much stronger. Hopefully you'll have 4 good legions, right? That's the dream for RoC, is you have 4 legions with demo value of at least 500, right? And then you can crush purples with all 4 legions. You can do all that jazz with all 4 legions. And you can just tile faster with all 4 legions because they've all got the research to be fast, and you can tile with the calves and do whatever, right? So I guess to answer your question directly, Core, hopefully that's some good information for you. But to answer it directly, I would say the most thing is the same way that I taught my people to do their buildings, do it for Season 2 too. And what I taught them is this. So if you go back into the Renicast Hub, Honor Structures, what I taught them is this. You start with your coalition buildings. I don't know what level to get it to exactly, but basically the moment you can take empty... I would say empty 9s. The moment you can take empty 9s, move to your frontline workshops immediately, right? So slam your coalitions, all 4 of them at the same time. If you have the materials, and work on getting those military supplies, slam those till you can take empty level 9s for Season 2. Then hop over to your frontline workshops, get those all to level 10, and then hop back to your coalition buildings, pump those until you can get empty 12s, hop back, and just hop back and forth. See what I'm saying, Core?
Yep, absolutely.
So you're just juggling back and forth. And if you have 8 workers, then do them all at the same time. Especially if you're if you got 8 workers and you buy that pack of construction mats, then you can do all of your front lines at the same time you're doing your coalitions.
Yeah, yeah.
And then your assault fortress, obviously there's some value there, but I don't really worry, honestly. I don't worry about assault fortresses until later on. In the season, because basically how every season should go, and it'll be easier in Season 2. Ideally in Season 1, by the time you come to your first war, you should be taking 12s if you've done it all properly. It's very possible, even for free-to-play players, if they focused and they knew what they were doing, they could be taking 12s by the first war. Now, we definitely were not in my alliance. We got started a little bit late on tiling, and also just, there's only 2 people in my alliance that ever played the game before. So that didn't help excessively to get to 12s, and so we just have everyone getting to 12s kind of, hopefully this week or next week they'll be getting up there. We have a good number at 12s and above. I think our highest is 14, possibly. One of our players might be on 15s now, but I definitely know there's a couple that can take 14s. But basically it's just the same strategy that you did for the first one if you were doing it fast and properly. Do it for the second one, it'll just go faster now. And so you'll be able to devote your attention to other things faster, and tiling won't be such a headache because you can take, by like midway through the seasons, you'll be on to 16s hopefully, right? And it won't be a problem.
Absolutely, for sure. What's the biggest difference that we have from Season 1, Season 2? Like, what's the biggest thing that we can expect to see differently in Season 2? Because I know I haven't played Season 2 before, so any insights would be awesome.
Yeah, so I've started Season 2. I think I maybe did 1 war. But the biggest, so I don't know for sure, honestly, CorCat is the actual answer. I don't know for sure, but one thing I did notice in the first beginnings of that season was there is, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but basically I want to call it like a guardian dragon or something. But basically what happens is whoever's assigned to be your guardian in your alliance, and finally you'll get to understand why they even have these meaningless assignments: guardian, recruiter, overseer, diplomat. I mean, obviously they all make sense to some degree, but guardian, I believe it's your guardian or someone else. I can't remember exactly, so don't quote me on this one. But someone in your alliance basically will be given the task of using a rock dragon of sorts. It's only available in RoC Season 2. But basically it blows a 3x3 hole in all the tiles, or it just blows a hole in tiles. So basically the defense system that you have right now will not be as effective in Season 2. That is the main difference I found, is they could literally blow a hole right beside your buildings if you let them. Now it's not as easy as that. It's not like you click the rock dragon like it is right now and there's nothing they can do. They just get shot away. No. What happens is there's a time, I can't remember the exact time, but there's a timer that it takes to do this, and during that time your person can be attacked. The person that's deploying this rock dragon, it takes, we'll say it's 30 minutes. Okay, we'll say it takes 30 minutes to do this rock dragon. I don't know if it's that long. I don't know how long it is. I can't remember. But they take 30 minutes to deploy this dragon to blow this hole, right? So you basically a 3x3, so that means that's perfect for a rally point, right? So you blow this hole, but the whole time they're doing this, they can be attacked. So basically, what you got to do as an alliance is basically continually send reinforcements to this person while they're channeling this dragon, right? Continually be reinforcing, and that's why it's so important to get up to, like, ideally you'll have someone that has T9s, but that's very hard to get to. Like, our alliance won't have T9s, so it's going to be a hell of a time at the start of RoC Season 1. But we'll find there's other strategies to get around that. There's other things you can do to make that not possible for that to happen, and other defensive things. So Season 2, we'll talk about that more, because you can't really do them in Season 1. But basically, what you do, obviously, is you have one of your strongest players be that guardian or whoever's deploying that dragon, and they'll channel it, and they have their armies to defend their castle, and then you'll have a couple others, hopefully have T9s, T8s, also trying to reinforce them at the same time, and then also pulling back the reinforcements, putting them back in, and doing that jazz the whole time. So that's the main difference. That 30-minute prep time is meant for that, honestly.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's
that'll be a big game changer.
Yeah, a big game changer, because these secured alliances, like, I don't know if you've gone against, we fought one, I don't know how it happened. Basically, I think they randomed out, and we got them, because there was no one else for them to get. But we fought AOW, and they were number 2. And that was a shit show. We were, like, number 26 at the time, too. Something like, we were way the fuck down there. And it was a shit show. They basically took every AC without us even being able to stop them. We did put up a decent fight at AC1, but once that happened, there was no chance, right? They just smashed everything. But we probably held them off for about an hour, which was impressive, because they had a bunch of people. They had probably 5 to 10 castles that had T8s. So I was very proud of my team, because we maybe had one castle that had T8s. So we did a decent job tile blocking and doing all that normal stuff. But they smashed them. But then we go, if we ever wanted to fight them, well, they're in a mega hive, right? Them, Ka, all these big people at the top are usually in a mega hive. Even GD7, right? In your state, they're in a mega hive, right? With you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so then this rock dragon basically makes the mega hive not as good. You know what I mean? Because we could just blow a hole right beside their buildings if our troops are good enough to do it, basically, and withstand their troops, right? So if you can get it, and if you can swing it, you can surprise them with it, and if you can do some other means, like you can be sending black dragons to the people, like there's all kind of cool stuff you can do with dragons for next season, mostly.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, question about that, because when we declare war for their alliance, RoC, we can see their alliance centers split up on the map, but would we be able to see their guardian, their location? We have to scout that beforehand and know who that guardian is.
I'm not sure how that works. I like I said, I've really only been like 1 week deep into that season, and then my alliance kind of imploded after the first week. So I was just a random person in that alliance, and our leaders kind of dipped out, and they decided, like, fuck this, we don't want to do this. So our alliance kind of fell apart, which kind of sucked. But it brought me here to this state, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
So I'm not exactly sure, Mal, but there is. I know it's not like they make it easy to find the person for sure, because what will happen is you'll see the line for the dragon, right? You'll see the line for the dragon going to blow a hole, and so you just trace the line back, kind of thing.
Got it.
Right?
Okay, that makes.
But there's different
So it's
strategies.
like a 30-minute line.
Yeah, I don't know if it's 30. We'll say it's 30, but I don't know how long it is. It could be 10, it could be 20, it could be 15. I don't really know. I can't remember. But there's a line, like just a normal dragon line, and so you can work back from that. And then you work back, and then you have to get your castles over there, obviously, to march on them. So there's different strategies involved there, where maybe you put it way across the map. You put it at the opposite side. You put it right beside. You figure out a strategy, right? And maybe it's a little bit faster if you're closer. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's exciting. It's definitely new and different. It's not just a repeat of first season, right? They definitely mix it up a bit, which is exciting.
Okay, so prep time will involve maybe sending this rock dragon, as well as like setting rally point and starting to tile at the same time.
Potentially, or you could send it for the last hour. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
you could do it. You could place your rally points, get them thinking this is what we're doing, burn a bunch of stamina, and then send your RoC Dragon at the last minute, save like 5 to 10 castles, and then smash buildings because maybe they have no stamina left. Like that's what I mean. There's still a lot of strategy to get around it. So we'll be employing that as a team because we don't have like a ton of big spenders in our alliance. So we'll be doing the more strategy instead of just like smashing our troops into them kind of thing. But it's very fun. My favorite part about Season 2 is the rewards are just kick-ass. Like, Season 2 has some of the best heroes in the entire game. Not all the heroes are amazing, but there's 3, I think. I can't remember their names or anything about them, but I know that they're amazing. And people that have been playing the game for like 2 years still use some of those heroes from Season 2. So that's super exciting. Because the sad part is, if you spend a lot of money on these base orange heroes that we have access to right now, well, guess what? They'll be riding the bench. So if you spent like $1,000 to $2,000, $3,000 on these base heroes, well, they're riding the bench. So buckle down to spend another $3,000 or $5,000 on a new set of heroes. But the Season 2 heroes are a little bit better, so they're worth it to spend a little bit more time on. Some people, honestly, some of the veterans that come to these newer states, I've even talked to a few of them, and they save all their super tickets just for Season 2. They don't use any for Season 1, just because the heroes are that much better. And it's not a bad strategy. It's only works if you're a spender, though, in my opinion, because you'll fall so far behind that, in my opinion, you'll quit the game before you get to Season 2 if you don't have good base orange heroes. You know what I mean? If your legions are completely shit and you're just waiting for Season 2, well, you know what I mean. It won't be as fun. Yes, here you go. Yep, there's some of them. Oh, Beast Queen. Beast Queen is dope. Beast Queen and Immortal, I believe, are the 2, like, super, super awesome heroes. Yeah, where'd you get that from there? Cor, do you have a castle in Season 2 right now?
No, so if you go into on the game, the rewards section and go to the rank rewards for 1 to 4, and click on their first one, you can preview the heroes.
Yeah, and so that's why it's so good to be in 1 through 4, right? Because they're the only four alliances that will get these S2 guarantees. So it's perfect. Thanks, Score. Appreciate that. So Beast Queen and Immortal are super dope. Immortal's crazy good. He's super fun, and he's a Cav, so he's like my jam. I love the Cav guys, and his skills are just unreal. They're super, super good, and there's just nothing that compares to it until you get to maybe like Eden and later on Season 4 and 5 and later on in the game. But good, they're definitely worth doing there. So yeah, check that out, guys. Thanks for pointing that out, Cor. I forgot that you could go into there. We won't be in the top 4, so sorry, just tantalize your taste buds a little bit. But what are we to expect in Season 2 for sure? We'll have access to those, just like we have access to Season 1 heroes for recruitment right now. But hopefully GD7, they're in top 4, right? So hopefully you guys get some Season 2 heroes in your state.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why it's important as a state.
Yes.
As disappointing it is that we don't get them ourselves in RoC or TB or anything like that. GD9. If we have one alliance in the state, which it's RoC's all about working as a state. So if we can get one strong alliance, and that's GD7 at the moment in our state, and they can get some Season 2 heroes guaranteed, then we sort of have a bit of an edge over some of the other states we may face in Season 2. Other than finishing in 5th or 6th, and we face someone like Core again, and they've got 3 Season 2 heroes straight up, but GD7 don't. It's gonna be very hard, and maybe they won't be in the top 3 next time.
Yeah, it's all about building for the next seasons, and those rewards have a huge factor into it. That's why I say, like, a lot of my Alliance members are concerned about all the resources intensive that RC is, and it is super port resource intensive and stamina and blah blah blah. All this stuff is resource intensive for the RC season, but the rewards are killer. Like, those heroes are worth big money in the game, big money, because to max them. So let's go back into there. How do I go there? KungFoo rewards to max
well,
Season 2 heroes is the same as maxing Season 1 heroes. Yeah, go ahead, Mar.
Sorry to interrupt. It's just that there is no picture on YouTube.
Oh, jeez. There you go. Hard fail. Thank you, Mar. There you go. I blame Kai for leaving early. She would have told me that a million years ago. Thanks, Mar. Okay. Well, that's embarrassing. There you go, guys. As you can see, you're dealing with a real professional right now.
I thought actually it was my screen that it wasn't working until Noelle.
No, it was your screen, Mar. You didn't know? It's been on there the whole time.
Oh, thank you.
You're awesome, Mar. Thanks so much for your help, as always. I don't know why my game's not letting me preview these anymore. Oh, because that's not the same one. That's why. Let me see. Yeah, it's still not happening. Anyway, the Season 1, the S1 heroes, I can show you that. But they're just like the Season 2 heroes. They, yeah, Noli, do it. Watch that and let me know. I need someone. Clearly, I can't manage this shit on my own. Basically, if we go into the recruit, so heroes, and then we can see the S1 heroes. If we go down, scroll down, we can go to combat. Actually, let's flip to the combat tab. We see the S1 heroes, but if you go into any of them, like one of my favorite in this one is Lionheart. He's super good. If we go in here, but if you look at the bottom row, so in the bottom row of base heroes, you only need a duplicate to awaken them, right? Which is the 6th skill, right? Everyone knows that. But in this one, for these ones, you need, for S1s, you need 4. You need 4 of every hero instead of 2 to unlock them to max capacity, because Lionheart takes another one there, and then another one for his last skill, which is skill 7 and 8. So same thing for Season 2, you'll need 4 of each. So getting them early doesn't mean that they're guaranteed to be better and stronger than us right away, but they just have that leg up, right? Because we have to get 4, and they already have 2, potentially, right? But then also it's random, so they don't necessarily get 2 of the same ones, so we might all be on the same playing field, honestly, but it definitely doesn't hurt to have them early, because then you can start upgrading their skills that don't take duplicates, right? And so that's definitely good. As you can see, these top states, they work together well. 341, unfortunately, does not do as well as a state together. But we do have people all in a line there. So we have someone in 9, 10, 11. So we're doing well individually, and then we're leading the pack of losses down here. Two losses in a row doesn't feel nice. Or no, just I think we only had one, and we had just one, but it hurts. It all stings. No one likes to lose, right? We'll get them back though.
Exactly.
DIZ is back in our bracket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello. We're gonna take our points back, you little bitches. Anyway, so
I just saw too that TW1 have overtaken Core as number 1.
There you go.
So Core might actually have to fight now.
Yeah, exactly. They haven't had a war in like 4 weeks or something, so maybe they might actually want to declare a war now. But yeah, that's exciting stuff. Those heroes. Thanks for bringing that up. The heroes. Yeah, I would say for Season 2, that's the main thing, is this new dragon. So you'll have to defend a little bit different than Season 1, and then the heroes. You start getting access to some really high quality heroes. And as you know, unless you're a spender, it'll take many months to fully max those heroes. But even if you're a spender, it's still very difficult to trap those Season 2 heroes, because it's not like, as you can see in Season 1, they're not available to recruit all the time. Right? I mean, you can always grab them, random chance, but the best chance for the Season 1 heroes is when that luck event is on in the recruitment, which it comes every other week, so next week it'll be on again. But it's between limited recruitment and super recruitment. There's a luck one, and that's the best time to be using your super tickets, is when that's in play. So, yeah, but those heroes are super dope, and I'm excited for them. I haven't had much luck with heroes, and it makes me want to spend money in the game, but also, you know, it's working on my self-discipline, committing to myself to stick to the path, you know, of free-to-play castle for this one.
talking about prizes and all that too, while we're on the topic, does anyone know when Hero Rally is coming back? Because if, as a spender, not as big as some other spenders in our state, but I think the best time to spend money to get maximum rewards for your best bang for your buck, I call it, is during Hero Rally. You could spend 20,000 gems, but you could so spend $150, but you're getting maybe $100 worth of prizes coming with that too after the 3-day event.
On top of it, yeah. I'm not sure if Hero Rally comes back. The ones that's super awesome that you should keep your eye for, that I believe is coming back next weekend, is the frick. How do you say that word? Oh my gosh. Let me type it out and see if I can say it after that. It's like, as you spend more gems, you get better rewards. Is that the same one you're talking about? It's like, say it again, Pam? My wife's going to help me. Go? Cumulative. Yeah, the cumulative one.
The cumulative ones.
Yeah, that one's really dope because it's a similar format to the Hero Rally one. But I think the Hero Rally doesn't come back, so it's like the next version of it. Is because it's kind of the same thing. Every time you, but they do it differently. So it's like, I think for the cumulative one, it's can't remember if it's gems or super tickets. I don't know. I can't remember. I wish Slaughter was here because he loves that event. He's a big spender in our alliance, and he only spends during that time, and so it really helps him develop his heroes. But it is it's something where, like, you basically, so say you buy 10 tickets, right? Or let's go into the package. So say you're a spender and you want to get a good package. I always say that the good one is, actually I'll go this way. So basically, guys, if you're watching the stream, go into, click your little diamonds on the top side there. Then go in there a little bit deeper and go to unique heroes. And then that will give you all of your hero ones, I believe. No, not unique. Oh, no, there it is. That's the package. Right, this 140 Canadian, I think it's 100 USD, is the one for 30 super recruitments. So if you buy that package twice in that event, you get like 120 super tickets instead of 60. Like, you literally double it. So you basically saved yourself a couple $100 and got a crazy amount of stuff, right? And then if you do it one more time, then it 4 times it. So basically, the best thing to do, if you're a spender, is drop like $500. I think Slaughter, how did he do it? So he did 500 USD, and he got like 1,500 worth. Like, he got $1,000 for free just by spending 500 during that event. So super awesome. Keep your eye out for that one, and hopefully I'll be streaming or I'll do a video. Definitely will fall next weekend, I believe, is when it comes back. It's every other weekend. But I think that one kind of replaced that Hero Rally one, Mr. CorCat there.
Okay, sweet as. Yeah, we just had a couple of people on our alliance asking when Hero Rally was coming back because it was a good one, but those cumulative purchases ones are, they're also pretty dope too. I think there was one a couple of weeks ago where you could buy a package that gave you, I think for $100 US, gave you 40,000 gems. And that I think you buy 1 or 2 of those every day over the 3-day event period for that reward scheme. If you bought 40,000 gems every day for 3 days, the rewards you would get are just ridiculous. I was having a look last time, but obviously, you got to be prepared to spend a couple of $100. But if you're going to and you're happy to, they're probably the best times that I've said to some of our guys in RoC. Hold out to when you see something like that because you get awesome rewards. You don't just get the package; you also get the rewards and benefits. I know I did one a couple of weeks ago. I ended up with 100 super recruitment scrolls. So the next Hero Day, the Thursday later for us in Australia, I absolutely crushed it. Got MVP for our 2-state Clash of Province. It was it was a massive game changer.
Nice, bro. Yeah, no, it's huge. Like, and that's what I mean. If you play it right, you don't have to spend as much money as you would think to get MVP. Even sometimes for those hero days, right? you could spend, because you probably got basically, if you had 100, you basically got double. It's like buy one get one free kind of thing, and that's so cool about that event is, and that's what's cool about the game. I love that. You could spend 40 grand in this game, and you're gonna be fucking huge, and you're gonna be head and tails above everyone else. But also, if you're just a light spender, the game puts out events for you too, to catch up to some of those big castles. Because once they get maxed, and they can't do anything but work on their heroes, so then you can catch up to them. So, exactly. The one thing I'll say about our state, I don't mind being in our state. I mean, would it be nicer if they worked together better? Yeah, of course. But what I'll tell you is we have some strong ass alliances. Okay, like we do pretty well considering we only have like 20 to 30 people that spend any money. The rest of our alliance spends literally zero. They won't even spend money to change their picture, right? So we mostly have like free to play, and that's what kind of sparked this idea of just doing a free to play castle this time around. But like full scale war, a couple of these big alliances, you can't be in their alliance unless you spend a certain amount of money, right? And so that means even though we're not doing so good in RoC because we're not really on the same page, there's way too many language barriers and miscommunication happening, for sure. We do very well in COP. Like we had to stop ourselves from going to Gold League or Gold Division last week because we just crush every single freaking week that cycle. We crushed everyone. And so we had to kind of slow ourselves down to stop us. So that's one thing I'll say about our state is we do very well because we have some pretty big spenders that get tons of COP points. Tons.
Absolutely. That's the same as us in 3-4-3. So usually because we want to stay out of gold for the moment, the first clash of province season we had, we very nearly went to gold. We had to do some ingenious maneuvering to
That's awesome.
make the other state go. I think it was 339 we sent to gold. So pretty much,
sweet.
I'll give you a quick lowdown. What we did, we were down. We lost. We won every single. They were throwing the events through the week, so we were 5 points down going into the weekend.
Yeah.
And we're all sitting there going, "Fuck, we're in massive trouble here."
Yeah.
So I came up with the idea. We actually started building farms, like farm castles, small ones, in their state. So we built them from scratch and sent them on Thursday to their state. We started building some castles in their state, and on Saturday, when the throne battle took place, we teleported everyone in our state. We had we had like 300 castles around the throne, and we made 5 spots for these farm castles from their state, and we teleported those castles from 339 into our throne, and we got them to take our throne so that they could get the points for Clash of Province. And then obviously
you get the 3 points or whatever for the throne, right? Is it 3 or 2? I can't remember.
Oh, I think 3 or 2. I can't remember.
I think it's 3 and the KE's worth 2, I think.
Yeah. So we literally did that, and then after the Saturday, we were 5 each. So that was a bit of definite hard work to stay out of gold lead for that one, and they were taken by surprise with that one. They didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah, dude, that is some real. What I call that, my coined phrase is that's some real sweaty nerd stuff right there, Cor. And I love it. I'm a sweaty nerd most days too, so I love that. That's cool. That's some high level strategy. Just because, Gold League sucks ass. It's not good. You're against people that have been playing the game for a year. You're just getting smashed. Every freaking KE, you're just getting smashed. So and actually, if you go to Gold League too early, sometimes your state never recovers. Because people leave the game, right? People can't. It's just a mobile game, so it's not like everyone's super committed to it. So it's like if you're not having fun for 4 weeks in a row, you're probably just gonna be like, well, fuck this game. You know what I mean? And then you go back.
You're spending 40,000 gems to shield for 4 weeks.
Exactly. So it's very because you're not getting any of your free shields from winning any events because you're not winning anything. You're not winning anything against these big castles.
No.
Yeah, exactly. I seem to remember that was really tough for us to lose too, because we had to have everybody in the line throw every day, kept winning because the others trying to throw the events just much as we were.
Isn't that funny? Yeah, that's hilarious.
It was harder to lose than it was.
Well, we had a similar thing happen just last week when we were, so it wasn't, I don't know, like we didn't catch on soon enough, and obviously our state doesn't work together like your state. We could never pull off something that what you guys did. But what we ended up doing was we lost KE on purpose, and we lost development day on purpose or whatever. So 2 days in a row we lost, and I think that gave them enough points because we tossed the hero duel. Our main guy that wins the hero duel just put T1s in and lost on purpose.
We went another level. All our guys were in the top 4 for heroes duel. Literally put no heroes, no troops, no equipment, nothing. They literally had cardboard castles, as you call it, in there for heroes duels.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, that's what we ended up having to do. Similarly, I mean, some of the people, like our main guy that always wins it is he's a C25 with T9s, and he crushes people. He's pretty good. But he would be a little baby bitch if we went to Gold League. So he was just like, nah, I'm losing this on purpose. And so they beat us by 1 point that week. So, whew, that was a close one. That was a real tight one.
Absolutely, yeah. But that's some of the fun strategy part of the game. Yes. So obviously now, we spoke, in the our state alliance leaders have a state alliance leader chat. And we all talk, every day about strategy and anything like that. RoC at the moment, but usually week 2 now we've sort of designated our weeks where we just we don't push anything. So any of the guys like myself, Dangles, all those people that are usually top 10, we all just hang back for that week. Try and collect some of our chests, but it's not going to affect us as much. We still let the smaller castles, go for gold, get your gold chests, but we sort of hang back a little bit and just try and lose that second week so that we don't get to 2 days before the end of Clash of Province and go, shit, we need to do some sneaky shit with farms in other states and taking our throne.
You need to get real sweaty on them,
Oh yeah, they were salty on us. Trust me, they were not happy when we pulled that out of the bag.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's so funny. That is just some that's like next level shit right there, brother. They're playing checkers, trying to beat you, and you're playing some 3D chess on them.
Oh yeah. As I said, they did not expect that, and then they tried to kill the farms. I think they ended up killing some of the small castles we made in there, and we actually discovered that our strong guys, so we could actually leave our alliance temporarily, and because it wasn't Reign of Chaos, we could fly over to their state. We could join the alliance that we created in their state, come back to our throne, and we could go into the throne and hold the throne for their state.
Jeez.
So it wasn't just castle level 15 and 16s that we had been working on for 3 days. We had 25s, 24s, 23s.
That's crazy, man.
With enhanced T8s in there, so they were just like no hope of getting through. And also the defense we had around the throne, we had like 200-300 castles. I'll see if I can find a photo and post it to the community page because we had we had every alliance in our top 5. All of us were around the throne, and we weren't letting them get anywhere near those castles.
That's so awesome, man. That is some good. That is how it's supposed to happen in a state. If anyone from 341 is hearing this right now, that's how you work together as a state. Unfortunately, we're not at that level yet. Hopefully, by next season, we will be. But that is super cool, Cor. That is super cool. I love that. That's my favorite part about this game. That you can do some crazy next level stuff just to enjoy the game. Just it's fun implementing that, but it saved you from a whole week of 4 weeks of hell.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. Yeah, we would have been in a whole lot of pain. I think a few of our fellow members in GD7 thought that we could, handle Gold League. They got a bit overconfident, but one of the road guys, he was actually just in 339 when they went to gold, and he was just in there having a look around during KE.
Yeah.
And he got hit by some castle with SX heroes, enhanced T9s, and I posted that shit to the leaders chat and was like, "Aren't you guys glad we didn't have to deal with this bullshit?" Like, seriously.
Yeah, dude, it's gnarly because they got like the best heroes in the game. So like you blink and you're dead. You basically can't blink if you're in that and you're dead. Like there's nothing. So if you're a raider, it's hell on earth if you're a raider because you literally can't raid anyone ever. You can't even raid your farms because they'll hit you while you're doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely not fun, but Noli, I doubt it. Yeah, I know. I doubt it too, but a boy can dream, Noli. A boy can dream for state unity, can't he? Don't crush a little boy's dream, all right?
Yeah, like I think that's the biggest thing that we, at the start of our state, we were sort of very disjointed, and there were some massive egos flying around and whatnot. But I think afterwards we all sort of realised, hey, we need to work together here. Yes, we still have our disagreements on things, but overall we need to be cohesive, because if we're not, we're just going to end up in a state that just has farms in it, pretty much.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's those are some good gifts there, Noli. Classic, the gift master Noli at her fine work again. That's cool. I had a question for you there. So in 343, do you guys have is there any major alliances that don't speak English?
Yeah. So in top 10 we have CCC, which they're a lot of what are they, man? I think they're Turkish players in CCC.
Okay, yeah.
And I think YY1, which there's a billion ways, YY1, 2, 3, 0. There's so many other guys. It's not even funny. I think they're primarily from China or Southeast Asia sort of area. So they sort of all congregate YY and YY. Europeans sort of in CC, but even RoC and GD9, GD7, we all have our fair share of diverse players. So but in saying that, a lot of the top three primarily we speak English, but we always have Google Translate or Game Translate, which is horrible. You don't know what the Game Translate's talking about.
Well, honestly, I swear to you, man, the problem in our state simply is the language barrier. I believe we have many good people that are just normal human beings out there in the world that are cool, but the problem is the translation is the two major languages that the game really struggles with, in my opinion, is Russian to English and Chinese or Taiwanese, whatever you want to call it, but that Chinese characters to English.
Yeah.
Those two the game really struggles with, and that's the majority of our state.
Right.
So it's very hard for us. So the other ones would be us are pretty much all English speaking. We have some others in there too, but we do a good job translating with Google Translator, and so we don't have any language barriers within our alliance. And then RAG is mostly English; they're mostly North Americans. And then Hell Alliance is mostly Turkish, with a bunch of English-speaking, even English-speaking Turkish players too, which is very helpful, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it's we have two powers that are kind of button heads always. We have us three, Hell, TTT, and RAG, and then we have the Chinese alliances that have all the Russians mixed into them mostly now. So it's we have the Russians and Chinese, and then it's basically we're just button heads over language barrier most of the time. It's because a simple translation is very offensive when it was just a joke or just normal speech. It comes across as super offensive, right? And that's very different. Also, it's very struggling because Western culture compared to culture in Asia is just different culture in general, right? We just have different views on most things, right? And so it plays out in weird ways in the game. Oftentimes it just turns into a shit show. And dude, I don't know if you've ever been into our province chat, but It'll make your eyes bleed for sure, and you'll lose brain cells. Because there's just real human beings that I've talked to on private that are behaving like actual savages. But I know that they're normal human beings because I've private messaged them and talked to them. They're normal people. But the language barrier just riles them up, and then there's just when someone's freaking heated, there's no getting them down besides burning a couple castles at that point.
and shit just goes sideways real fast.
Yeah. So I still have hope that we'll get there. The problem is, well, I think next week there's going to be a moment. A new alliance is going to take the throne. I think we finally got through to the Chinese alliances have mostly been the only ones taking the throne. And finally we're going to have the Turkish alliance up there because just in our state, simply money basically means everything. If you're not a C25 and you don't spend money on the game, they kind of a couple times people have straight up said like you're of no value to us, and which is the fucking most disturbing thing I've ever seen. But that's just what happens, unfortunately, in our province chat. People say dumbass fucking shit like that, and so it just puts a low morale to work together as a state, because no one wants to spend $1,000 a week just to play a fucking video game. Some people can't afford it. Some people just can't afford it and just don't simply want to, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think, the way we have it set up in 3-4-3 that we've just, GD7 is the bulk of our strength in 3-4-3. So every week, they take the throne. They just, that's just what was agreed upon. Their leaders in there just that they are steadfast and they want the throne, and it's not worth the throne battle. So GD7 take the throne, but then titles and all that sort of stuff they divvy out to the top 5 alliances. So this week I'm Royal Guard. Some week I'm Judge. So they divvy out.
There's a question on the other channel. Sorry for interrupting.
Oh, no worries. Is submit a question, Noli? Is that right?
It's in the community, brother community from RoC. Oh, sorry.
Brother community? Oh, sorry. If anyone is typing questions, there's really, just so we're all on the same page, so match the voice channel with, so we're in RoE General live stream, match that with the text channel, just because I won't look at any other ones besides the text channel. And I think thank you, Noli, for copying and pasting.
I'll pass it to you.
Yes, that would be great too, Mar. Thanks so much. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, if you can just sync up your voice channel with I know not everyone's on voice and they're watching on YouTube, but either type it right into the YouTube chat, because I check back and forth between that pretty regularly. That would be the best if you're not on Discord voice, is use the YouTube. But if you're on Discord and you want to use a text chat, use the RoE live stream. So if you can hear me, Fogs, then definitely use the RoE live stream one. But I've got your question here. Let's hop into that. Sorry to change subjects on you there, CorCat. But let's get this question.
All good, man.
Because we could talk about this shit forever, I feel like. Okay, so I've been in another state where we're in Silver COP when RoC started. As the season went on, the positions of the top alliances finished the first season, changed the position of the state in COP. Does this still happen with the newer states, or has it changed in the updates, etc., as the game has progressed? So let me see if I can follow this a little bit. As the season went on, the positions of the top alliances finished the first season, changed, and the positions in state COP. Okay, so potentially the Silver Alliance can be put in Gold League from RoC, essentially placing. I don't know. I have heard of that. I saw it happen actually in an older state. I've been in a couple states before this one. A few, I think 3 before this one. So I was in, I think the oldest one I was is somewhere in the 100s. I can't remember. It's so long ago now that I don't even care about it. But basically, I've seen this happen there, Fogs, if you're listening in. I've seen it happen. But yeah, he's not on voice. Hopefully he's watching YouTube, though. I imagine that's what he's doing. So hopefully he can hear me on that. But
CorCat and I let him know.
Yeah, you pass it on
Right.
to Fogs if he's not
Yeah.
listening somewhere. But basically, I think they did update that so that doesn't happen. Because, yeah, what would happen is basically, what he's talking about. This happened often. And this almost prevented people from staying in the top 3. They would almost shoot down. They would sit at 4th, like GD7's doing. They would purposely try and end at 4th instead of 1 or 2 or 3. Because they would send those top 3, they would send that whole state to gold division. And it was just like, oh shit. You know what I mean? And some of those states, even though they did well in RoC, they just weren't ready. They just weren't ready for gold division for COP. And so I think they separated that now, Fogs, into RoC is RoC and COP is COP. So I don't think they have that, but don't quote me on that. Hey look, one of my farms just found 1,000 gems during exploration. Look at that. Cool. Anyway, yeah, so I think they've updated it. So I think you're good from that. So TW1, KA, AOW, GD7, you guys don't have to worry about getting... Yeah, you guys in 343 do not have to get worried about being placed into gold division just because an alliance in your state got in the top 5 or whatever, right? So that would suck, wouldn't it? You did all this hard work to do some strategy, and then RoC fucks you over and puts you in Gold League anyway. That would be rough.
That would really suck, big time.
Yeah, I believe they've changed that. There's many updates that they were just messing around, right? They didn't know what the best to do. That's how, like, this game is just a later version of Last Shelter Survival, and that's how Last Shelter Survival was run. And so they would just put it into this game, and then I think they updated it later on, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I believe. I guess you guys will find out, right? If you guys end up in Gold League, let me know.
I'll be buying some migration tickets to 341.
I was just going to say, we got a spot for you, brother. Spot for any rogue people that don't want to be in Gold League. Come on over. Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's good. Lots of fun stuff in this game. Lots of cool stuff. The best part about this game is there's a huge learning curve, and the learning never ends. The strategy never ends. The learning never ends. That's where this QA idea came from. Is I remember I was a sweaty nerd in the beginning, and I watched pretty much every YouTube video out there. I watched every person putting out content on this game because I thought it was super interesting, and I get kind of like obsessive when I find something I like doing. And I have a lot of time in my life to do random stuff. I don't really work very often. Me and my wife are very fortunate outside of the game to get ourselves in a position where we're kind of done the working years of our life at a young age, so that worked out thanks to some great mentors. But it gives me a lot of time to do some fun shit. And so I spent a lot of time learning this game, and honestly, this game is crazy intensive, and you can't even ask someone to do the amount of, like, video watching I did, because it was mass amounts of hours that's not available to a regular person that has to go and have a job. Right? And so that's what these QA sessions were, like a 2-3 hour session where I could dump some of that knowledge into you guys. Not the best player in the game, for sure, but I definitely try and be better every day. And so hopefully it's good. Hopefully you ROG guys come back as often as you possibly can. Bring more of your buddies over, because I like getting the other perspectives too, right? I do that info smash for the first 20 minutes or so, and that's mostly talking at my Alliance members, because we've been doing these QAs in our Alliance chat ever since day one. Because, like I said, I kind of scrambled together. I didn't want to be an R5 when I joined this state. I just wanted to play the fucking game and chill out and find a good alliance. But unfortunately, I got rejected by all of the alliances in my state. And so I just said, well, fuck it. If I want to build something, might as well do that. That's how I run my life outside of the game. If you want something, go get it, in my opinion. So I wanted to have a good place that I could have fun in the game with, and so hopefully I've done that with TTT, and these QAs are just an alteration or a later stage in achieving that. So hopefully they're they're hitting that mark on some level. And as always, if you've new to the Discord, there's submit a question. There's different spots in here where you can give some feedback. If you want to see a specific topic, there's places in here where you can put some education. If there's a thing that you've learned in the game that you want to share, there's spots for that. There's cool stuff. Just reach out to me, or reach out to Chrysos Kinmaster. She manages it, and she's our head moderator of Discord. So anytime you guys want to see something different and it's not hitting your mark the way you like, definitely speak up, and I can shift. I'm very flexible, and I can make that happen. And the YouTube part is just a new cool addition because, like, why not? It's been a life.
Yeah, cheers, man. We were talking earlier how organized, we all private members, public channels alone are just like well set up. So, cheers to that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's good to hear. That's good to hear because, I've got a team of people that work with me to do the YouTube and do the Discord and kind of run my alliance. I was mentored in my life by some people that are master delegators, and they make a lot of money because they can master delegate. So that's what I do in my gaming life now too. Doesn't make me any money right now, but maybe one day. But I delegate everything to people that are better at it than me, and then I just kind of run the show. And so I'm happy to hear that, Mal. I appreciate that. That's very, very positive because that's what we're going for. Just where the theme of the community is just somewhere to hang out and chill. And man, I'm just a freaking goofball. I'm a goofball that loves to play video games. I've been playing video games since I was 4 years old, and I'm 31 now, so pretty much my whole life. And I'll play video games till the day I die, probably. So why not have some fun with it, right? And why not make a good place where we can connect, and especially in a time like COVID, right? In a worldwide pandemic where people are feeling disconnected, I feel like we need to, if you have the means and the capacity, set up these safe havens where people can come connect over common interests. I find that very enjoyable for myself. So.
Oh, for sure. I totally agree there, man. Like, we can't travel, we can't do anything like that, but, we can really bring different, people from different countries, cultures together, and all have fun, and we can do that online. And we may not be able to travel and see those cultures, but we can still interact with everybody, and have a great time doing it, even if it's in our own home and not 20,000 miles away in Canada or the United States or Europe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we were talking about that in our alliance the other day. I was doing a stream, and I just pulled up like a Google map, and we were like, okay, we got people pretty much on every continent in like 20 different countries. It's so cool how crazy this game just connects you with so many people. And that's what I think I love most about the game is the connections you can make, right? It's a sick-ass fun game as far as competitive and all that strategy-wise, but the connections I've met people from countries that I will definitely visit in my lifetime for sure now, but I never thought of ever even considering visiting. And I'm definitely going to visit at some point just because they've shared their culture, they've shared what they do on a daily basis, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds dope. I'm going to go check that out. So, yes.
I really hope one of those is Australia.
Hell yeah, brother. Basically, Australia, my wife has been begging me to take her to Australia for like years now. One of her best friends she met was from Australia, and she went back there recently. She was living in Canada just for a few years, and she went back there, and so she's begging me to take her over there. So that'll be on the list for sure, Cor. I'll get over there, and we'll grab a bite to eat, or we'll hang out for a minute.
100%, and do it when it's in winter time in Canada. It's much warmer in Australia.
yeah. Both me and my wife hate winter, so yeah, that's the plan. We're gonna be those we call them snowbirds here in Canada. Yeah, people that just leave the country for winter. That's gonna be us. As soon as that's available, we're out of here.
Yeah.
Next winter, we're already planning to go to San Diego for the next winter because. Just someone from my alliance, a guy named Slaughter. I'm sure you guys will meet him if you haven't already. But he's super dope, and he's invited us down there to have some fun with him next winter. And yeah, we're like, yeah, hell yeah, no snow, 60 to 80 degree weather. Yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. So yeah, lots of fun stuff, and that's the kind of community I'm going for with the YouTube, with Discord. It's just decent, cool people hanging out. What's up, Mar?
There is a question from Crisis. I saw it before. It's on the submit a question tab, but I will address it to you. It's regarding taking tiles in another state. So if you don't mind,
I see it actually. Yeah, I do see it.
Oh, great. Yeah,
Okay, thank you for doing that, Mar. Appreciate that. So is it this one? When taking tiles in enemy states, pathing to a target AC, is it okay for us to take white tiles that are in our way, or is it best to go around to stay unnoticed? Is that the one?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, perfect. We'll end on this one because I gotta get some food in me, and yeah, we're at the 2.5 hour mark or something. We're deep into this stream, so I will end on this question. But thank you, Mar. So basically, what my advice there, or the answer to that question, is obviously when you're in a state, when it's later on in the season, alliances are getting better at checking to see who's in their state and cleaning them out, right? So at this point in the game, we're in the states that are very good at cleaning us out of. So then the next evolution of, because ideally I would say just avoid all tiles so that no one notices you, right? Like go and use all your stamina and then dip out of there right away so no one kind of notices you and they have to pan the map to find your tiles. But because it's like a regular routine now to check around every AC, to maybe go out a little scope, and then as a state you kind of work together and see, oh, there's purple tiles over here, who's the closest? Like I think in 342 right now we're running into a problem because BOL, who will never fight, is cleaning us out of that state right now, but it's probably because DIZ is like, hey, can you help us because you're the closest people. So to answer your question, if there's not a ton of white ones and you have 500 demo, go ahead and snag them. Snag them because that means they have to path even further. They have to waste even more stamina. It's a stamina game. RoC is 100. The most important resource is stamina in RoC. In between wars, during wars, all of it. It's about managing your stamina appropriately, right? And so if you can outmaneuver and out-strategize with your stamina compared to your opponent, you probably win every war you're able to best them in the stamina game. And the setup in between wars, if you can outmaneuver them and get into a better position so that you can get to ACs faster, like I think for 343, you guys were talking about how I think Rag had a tile super close to one of your ACs and they were able to get you pretty close, right? Or yeah, twice.
Yeah,
they hit you twice,
they had
right?
it twice.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the ideal thing you're going for, and that's what we're trying to do for DIZ for next war. Is I want to declare on them again and beat them, but in order to do that, because we are 1 against 4 or 5 in that state, we fought 5 alliances at the same time. All of them were defending at the same time, so we can't really path from a rally point to their AC. So the best option is to get some sneaky tiles, right? I call it the sneaky tile strat. Get a sneaky tile 50k away from an AC, and then we can just slap it really hard. And then also drop some rally points, distract them, throw some illusions out there, distract them over here, distract them over there, and then get into buildings. Like we did to SYN. They beat us the first time, then we beat them twice in a row because they forgot to clean tiles, right? And so that's the kind of idea there, Mar. That helps that. So I'm sure Kai will see this when she's timestamping this video. But that's the answer to that question. The best strategy is to always consider what your opponent's going to do. For instance, when I'm pathing in 342, if I see a DIZ tile and it's a lone tile and there's not one for 20k, yeah, I'm going to take that bitch. Because that's the one that's going to start cleaning, right? They can clean off of that one tile, so I'm going to take that one for sure. Just so that they have to now path. They have to use an extra 20 marches just to get to me now instead of just 1 or 2. So does that make sense, Mar?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for pointing that out. That's phenomenal. Okay, excellent stuff. So good, so fresh. Thanks you all for being here. Great to meet you, Mal, and Cor, thanks for coming again. Mar, great to be here. And Noli, thank you.
Thanks for having us, mate. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. And anyone that's watching on YouTube that is not on Discord, join our Discord. It's a fun gang there. You can post pictures. You can basically, the BrotherW community is just a free-for-all. Do whatever, chat with people, get to know some people in there. Hop in a, hop in a voice and have a conversation. Like, all our voice channels are full access to everyone. At this point, we're going to have a little bit, as we get larger, we have to tighten up a little bit, just based on community guidelines that Discord imposes on us. But basically, if any of the text channels are available to everyone, and the voice channels, so if you want to hop in here and use it for anything, feel free to do so at any time. We love to have you guys here. So thanks again, guys.
Thank you, WARL.
Yeah, no problem. As always, stay fresh, crush face. I'm out of here. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
See you, man. See you, man.
Nice to meet you guys, and welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Okay, cheers, bye.
See yous.